welcome to another edition of NDB Media's Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. Yes, it's that time, folks. Hide your children, hide your little kitty cats. We're on the air, on the digital airwaves, and we're bringing it to you live here from NDB Media headquarters right here in Pomona, California. So the Extravaganza is live. As you know, we discuss the latest events of the world of sports and review the events of the past week. No fantasy sports here. As you know, we keep it real, and you need to remember, we kill brain cells. And as such, we just might be the purveyors of the zombie apocalypse. You have been warned. We are repetitive and redundant. We are the internet's ongoing traffic wreck, and we carry more water for sports than defense can handle. So we are going and going. I hope the sound wasn't drowning me out. I'm sure I'll hear some commentary. But thank you. Good morning, Aisha from across the pond. Good morning. Drowning in work, I guess I should say. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Aisha? And how is your mom? So for everyone else who's watching us live, good morning, Tony. Hope you're doing well. And yes, it is going to be a wonderful weekend for football, folks. I suck at picking. This is my worst playoff round ever. My goodness. But don't forget, folks, we're going to get to that at 7 a.m. And, forgive me, I have a tiny itch there. Oh, boy. It's kind of cold, though. It's actually not as cold as it's been. It's only 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's all good. Thank you for the love there, Tony and Aisha. Thank you. So we're going to get to it, folks. As you know, we got a lot of stuff we're going to be getting to in a moment. We got the NFL playoffs championship round coming up. We have the Hall of Fame inductees or inducted. Well, actually not inducted yet because that's going to happen, I think, in July. But there was only one. And boy, does this change the steroids argument, folks. Oh boy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We are going to get to it in just a moment. Taking a look. I said it was 45. It might be 45 in here. It's actually 43 degrees outside. And we're actually, got a winter storm track. Oh, no, that's for the East Coast. Those poor people are suffering. It's going to get to a high of 68 today, overnight low of 46. So it's going to be warmer tomorrow at night or overnight than it is now. Wow. That's crazy. Right now here in Pomona, the humidity is 32%, pressure is 30.16 inches, visibility is 10 miles, even though the sun is up at 6:49, which is approximately 46 minutes from now. The wind is 0. Thank goodness. It was not fun last time. The dew point is 16 degrees or at 16 degrees. UV index, of course, is 0 of 10, and we are in a waning crescent right now. So it looks to be a beautiful day here in Southern California, and we take a quick look at history. Back on history.com, the event on January 29, 1936, the U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame elects its first members in Cooperstown, New York. Who were the 5? Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Christy Matheson, and Walter, I believe he was called the Train Johnson. And of course, Ty Cobb was known as the Georgia Peach. A lot of anger on that one. But those were the first 5. That's the answer to the trivia question. Not that I asked one, but who are the first 5 inductees in Major League Baseball? It was in 1936. Today, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Christy Matheson, and Walter Johnson. The Sultan of SWAT, the Georgia Peach, and the Train. Wow, kind of cool. The Hall of Fame actually had its beginnings in 1935 when plans were made to build a museum devoted to baseball, and at the time, its 100-year history. A private organization based in Cooperstown called the Clark Foundation thought that establishing the Baseball Hall of Fame in their city would help to reinvigorate the area's depression-ravaged economy by attracting tourists. To help sell the idea, the foundation advanced the idea that U.S. Civil War hero Abner Doubleday invented baseball in Cooperstown. The story proved to be phony, but baseball officials eager to capitalize on the marketing and publicity potential of a museum to honor the game's greats gave their support to the project anyway. In preparation for the dedication of the Hall of Fame in 1939, thought by many to be the centennial of baseball, the Baseball Writers Association of America chose the 5 greatest superstars of the game. And that is it. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Almighty. I apologize, young man. Woohoo. I guess I didn't post it. Folks, I need just a moment of your time. Apparently, I did not provide the link, and I have failed to get my co-host's passage into the program. Can't even spell. Can't even spell Facebook correctly. Woohoo! Getting a little nervous here at my old age, so I got to get that one going. Mr. Almighty, to make it easy, I'm going to send it to you direct, and I could have done that to the StreamYard app. Oh my goodness, I am such a bonehead. Bonehead. But we're going to get to it right now. Mr. Almighty, if I can spell your name correctly, there you are. There's the link. Boom! All right. And this isn't even caffeine, folks. This is just regular coffee. It's disgustipating. It's without caffeine. I think I just said that right. I guess I like coffee, whether it has caffeine or not. But I just tasted it right now. I missed the caffeine. But anyway, hopefully Mr. Almighty will be able to join us in a moment. I have to head over to the Sports Talk with the Guys page. Forgive me. And actually our group. And I have to post it in the NDB Medium forum that I did not post the link right there. So I'm doing that right now. Sports Talk with the Guys link for 1/29/2022. Boom! There it is. Soca. That's a 1980s phrase. Just goes to show you how old I am. But we have a lot we're going to be talking about, folks, as I mentioned. But before we get to that, the joke of the day. And no, it is not Almighty joining me, but the joke of the day is coming. Good morning, Almighty. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm glad you're here. And we're already getting a few likes, so that might be Big Dog about to join us. But here we go. 2 roaches were munching on garbage in an alley when one encourages a discussion about a new restaurant. I was in that new restaurant across the street, said Scorekeeper. It's so clean. The kitchen is spotless and the floors are gleaming white. There's no dirt anywhere. It's so sanitary, the whole place shines. Of course, Big Dog then turned and said, please, not while I'm eating. Okay, I appreciate the courtesy chuckle. And I have... okay, I better hold off on that one. I might get in trouble. But folks, oh man, the numbers just dropped. I'm sorry. Of everyone watching us. I guess the joke, hijos de su madre. All right, well, that was a little bit of Latin in me. But folks, if you want to go ahead and join us, just let me know. Drop me a message, a link, and see if we can get you onto the program right now. But we're 8 minutes in, and let's see what Aisha says this early in the morning. Seen on a car sticker last week. Keep Scotland pretty. Throw your rubbish into England. I see Almighty's younger brother is here yet again. Aisha, I take all comers. I take his brother. I take him. I take everyone. What do you have to say about that, Almighty?
What? Every week I'm my younger brother, so it's better than being my older brother. So I will take it.
Aye, lad. Aye.
And next year I'm not going to make any of my picks until after Alicia or Gridiron Girl. I am not. I got my ass wiped last week. Big 0-4. Nobody wanted to win that I picked. And I mean, the games were great. Don't get me wrong. But my gosh. I don't know. There's no coming back from this.
No, there isn't. But we had someone else post a few picks, which was cool. I believe the gentleman's name was Johnson. So he's in the
you don't have to call me Johnson. You could call. Remember that one, Roger?
I think so. Yes, that commercial.
That was a long time. I mean, that talk about old time. I mean, or back in the day. I think that was wasn't that like early '80s or something like that, Raj? I mean, that's old. No one's gonna get that, but I always remember it because it was like it just went on and on. But
I'm just glad you reminded me of it. I forgot it. And yes, lethal migraine says the weather in the UK is always horrible. Couldn't imagine living there. Would be depressing all the time. Aisha? I'm sure there would be a response by our Grand Dame from across the pond. Our anime Grand Dame from across the pond.
I'm having a great morning there, Alicia. How are you doing? How does it feel to be a Brit teaching us Americans how to pick our own football games? I'm telling you.
I guess she did well, didn't she?
Yeah.
Folks, a little bit more in today's history. Back in 1955, John Williams Cox buys Yankee Stadium, sells grounds to Knights of Columbus, later leaves structure to Rice University. Go figure. Imagine being the owner to that. Geez, in 1964, NBC purchases the AFL 5-year TV rights for $36 million. Wow. Unbelievable. The Yankees were purchased by George Steinbrenner Shipbuilding and Group back in 1973 for $10 million. The Yankees are worth in excess of $5 billion today.
Yeah,
just a team. Remember that, just a team.
Yep. I don't remember that, but that was probably expensive back then. They're probably laughing at it. You spent $10 million on a baseball team? Yeah, well. By the time, I mean, it was worth a lot. Even by the time he died, it was still worth a lot of money. So, he got the last laugh because of all the World Series he got, and all the fans, and all the money, and it's a major corporation.
Well, the Yankees with the Dallas Cowboys purchased like 70 or 80% of all the concessions in all of America, in all of Major League Sports. So Dallas and the Yankees own that. The Yankees now own the Yes Network. And, of course, the team. They don't own the stadium, but it's just a team. And, oh, my God, it's just unbelievable. But, hey, what's the matter? They're doing well money-wise, but what are they doing on the field? Oh, well.
The same.
Yep.
You never know. I mean, you never know what their payroll is going to pull off every year. I mean, if they lose, that's it's bad news because they spend all that money on payroll. So
it'd be nice if they spent all that money on payroll, but
I thought
don't.
They did. I thought, well, that's how you do it.
Boston, the Dodgers now spend more than the Yankees.
Oh.
The two kids, actually, one of them, I believe it was Hank. Hank passed away already. So the other son is the one running it, and he's in charge of it. The Steinbrenner family still owns it. But yes, lethal migraine. Speaking of baseball, the Hall of Fame no longer has any value after they completely screwed Barry Bonds again. I'm waiting for the big dog to get in on it, but Almighty, you and I can discuss it. Look, Poppy is in, and he tested positive for steroids. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but over the years I've said it's only a matter of time before all of them get in anyway.
Well, I know.
Things are changing.
Yeah, I know. And it might take a while, but I see what you're saying. But now that all these sports books are being built near a couple stadiums now, they might as well let Pete Rose in. If they're going to let sport books be right next to the stage. I mean, I'm surprised because earlier that point you and I talked about baseball being set against any kind of gambling. That might keep the A's out of Las Vegas, but it looks like they've changed their mind have changed their mind about that. So, I'm just saying, baseball used to be a more stickler place, but I guess they're going to follow the money.
I do see the Athletics moving to Oakland. As a matter of fact, I do have a few people that I know in Las Vegas, and they have reported of, dreams happen. Oh, and speaking of dreams happening, there he is. Dreem, Morning. How are you? How you
I
doing?
I am freezing my cojones off, man. It's been in the upper 20s, lower 30s for a long time over here, and I don't like it.
So, what is the weather exactly right now? Because it's 45 degrees. Or no, I take it back. It's 43 degrees out here in hell.
Yeah.
I would say it's colder than your heart, Scorekeeper.
But what is the temperature?
I don't know. Let me get out of here and leave so I can find out. Hold on.
Wait. You
Oh,
don't
you
have to
have to
do that.
leave.
It's on
I'm on my phone. I'm not on a laptop like you guys.
I'm on the
Coffee's
phone
already.
Yeah, never mind.
Yes, very good. Coffee says, "Come on, Dreem, have a bowl of pho. You'll be plenty warm."
I ain't made it yet.
Oh, there it is. Well, folks, not wanting to take away from the accomplishments of Big Poppy, but the guy was a holy terror when the game was on the line. He was a holy terror when the game wasn't on the line. The numbers that this guy put up are just unreal. But the fact is, he did test positive for steroids, so it he cheated. That's the thing. But the blogospheres have been going wild right now that Major League Baseball needs to get rid of its ethical and moral guidelines. No, they should not.
Oh my gosh! What?
Yeah, it's the babies that are crying about the decision making. Folks, this is why the adults get to run the world. And I'm happy to be an adult, as opposed to a little crybaby that lives in mama's basement. Although this is my garage, it is not a basement. But I'm not living in mama's basement.
It's your garage.
It's my garage, damn it! It is. So, but I have always been set with what the committee has accepted. And over the last year, I said, it's only a matter of time before these guys get in. But now that he is elected, Pandora's box has been stepped on. It's not opened, stepped on. Coffee, I can't argue that. I'm not I completely disagree with you. Yeah, I know you do, and I get that. But Ty Cobb got into the hall. Yes, the Georgia Peach. Any asshole should be able to. Yeah, that means Pete Rose is clearly in line.
Zing!
Yeah, well, when you mess around with little kids and you have cork in your bat, and you gamble on your team, when you're not supposed to. So hey, there it is. But it's okay. Pete Rose, I respect your accomplishments on the field, but yeah. So it's your garage. But isn't the car supposed to stay there?
Don't even get us started. Because the shoe that you keep on your foot, you can call a boot. If you're looking at the trunk of your car, it's a boot. If you're looking at what's going to be up your butt, if you keep making comments like that, it's a boot.
So boot up your butt.
Wow. Wow. It's my garage. I think
it's his office. You should clarify.
Actually,
it's
it is my office.
It's your
and
grudge.
There it is. Look, there's a little advertisement subtly in the background. So, but here. I was trying to have it be over my shoulder right here, but I was like, yeah, that was a little too much. But anyway, it's all good.
It's your grudge.
All right, Scorekeeper. So Scorekeeper and Almighty were in high school.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, gosh.
Here we
and
go.
Almighty comes up to Scorekeeper and says, hey, Scorekeeper, if I did your mom, would that make me your dad? And Scorekeeper nonchalantly says, no. He says, will that make me your stepdad? He's like, no. Now Almighty's getting all upset because Scorekeeper hasn't given him the rise that he was expecting. So
that's
Almighty,
his mom's job.
Well, what would that make us? Scorekeeper just looks at him calmly and he says, even.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Whoa!
Completely impossible, but damn funny.
Why couldn't you throw in some cheerleaders? All right, I get it. That's a good one. I like it. I like it.
Whoa! Hey, the Colonials are getting restless again. At least we wear hoods when we don't have them on our cars. Oh!
I love it. I love
We're
it.
not worthy.
Aisha,
We're not worthy.
Aisha, I only give the people I like hell. So I'm glad to count you among them. You're awesome. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing with us. And in the linguistic sense at least, we're happy to have you here.
Most definitely. Almighty.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame. Big Daddy's in. Big Papi's in. So, do we change our opinion? He tested positive for steroids. He's in.
It's just that period of time. It screwed up the home run record. I mean, everybody was. It was changed every year for a while there. 76 whatever home runs, and if it just kept every year somebody different would break the record, and it was like, how long did it take to get Roger Maris's single season to get us to that almost 30 years, right, or over 30 years to get us to the 90s where they broke the record, and now it was getting broken almost every year for a couple of years there. But he broke it, so, and I agree with you that as more millennials and Gen Zeros get into the position to vote, they're going to just say, "Hey, man, he did it. We don't care." So maybe that'll happen. Maybe I guess I'm right. Maybe they'll all get in, like you said, Raj. But
hey, watch it now. I'm a millennial.
Oh.
Okay.
But you're an elder millennial, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm an elder. Yes.
I guess I should specify, say younger millennial, because the elder ones aren't so bad. It's the younger ones where you get almost transitioning from millennials to Gen Zeros.
Oh, Gen Zeros. I like it.
So.
Honestly, I get if they started allowing steroids in like they want to do and freaking do all this stuff where just whatever, let them play. Well, guess what? You're gonna end up with shorter careers. You're gonna end up with a whole bunch of there's the big dog.
Hey, big dog.
What's up? I had to go the long way around.
That's what she said.
That's right.
I'm kind of disappointed, gentlemen, because I emailed you guys the link. And I posted it on the page, but I know the big dog didn't see it. But I'm so happy he joined us.
It's in the page, but the link is not there. Only the ad saying StreamYard live today.
No, that's what I used.
But there's no link.
At
least there wasn't any link for
your
mine.
phone doesn't like you, big dog. I've noticed that.
A lot of people don't like me. It's okay.
I said your phone.
My phone is a person. It's Siri.
Dream, as they say, if you give crap, then you ought to take the crap. And with the guys on here,
and I did not get your email either. If you say you emailed it,
I take it because I enjoy everyone's company, and I'm a baby boomer. Just before anyone says anything,
yeah, I'm part of the evil boomer generation too. We're all evil. Everything that's happening today is our fault. So
okay, boomer.
But
here we begin.
But we gotta throw in the Gen X people too. But
yeah,
other than that,
fair enough.
Well, actually, because when the yuppies got in and when the hippies became yuppies, that kind of messed things up too. And especially the dog. Go ahead.
The big dog's favorite people are the hipsters.
Oh yeah, right.
The hipsters.
Oh man.
I had to come on because Dreem came on, so I was trying to hurry. And then
I'm only on for a little bit. So right now it's crazy season for me when it's cold. So it's got all these soups going and got to prep up crazy. We're also selling king cakes. What is that?
Is it a Christmas sweater or is it a Nintendo sweater?
It looks like a Saints logo.
Or PlayStation.
No, that's what I thought it was at first.
No,
that's what I thought too.
It's a Saints or oh god, it's a PlayStation sweater, but someone was telling me right now it's a Christmas sweater. I'm like, no, it's not. No.
They're trying to be nice. They're trying to say it's an ugly sweater. They just don't want to say it.
Yeah, like
know,
Big Dog. Good morning.
The Christmas time. The ugly sweaters that
Yeah.
you win a prize for.
No,
Oh,
He would take the blue ribbon.
That's only when he's bending over, walking backwards.
That might be an improvement. I don't know. All right. We don't want to hurt his fragile little feelings.
A quick look at the calendar, folks. There's a lot of stuff going to happen next week or this weekend. As I mentioned, it's the NFL conference, and we're going to get back because I want to hear the Big Dog's opinion on the Hall of Fame election on February 2nd. Allegedly, the Washington football team will be debuting its new name. The Winter Olympics open up on February 4th. The NHL All-Star Game is at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on the 5th. NASCAR has its Coliseum exhibition event, which everyone is talking about here in the LA area because, oh, gee, look at all the gas they're going to be wasting. How the hell did I get to that environmental page? But it's amusing. The NFL Pro Bowl will be at Allegiant Stadium on that same day, the 6th. The SoFi Stadium will be holding a major event on the 13th. On the 20th, the Winter Olympics come to an end. Daytona opens up, and the NBA All-Star Game will be in Cleveland. And that's a quick look at what's upcoming in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Just wanted to put in there. And have you people been noticing in the commercial ads, just as the Big Dog reminded us over the last 2 weeks, it's not Super Bowl commercials, even though they are. They're big game commercials.
Yep.
Have you guys been paying attention to that?
Yeah, they figured out how to market it better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Make
well, Big
more
Dog,
money.
would you explain why?
Without being charged.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows you can't say Super Bowl. It's a trademark name. So anybody that does commercials or something like that, that's on even if it's just not the just national level, but even if it's just city or whatever, and you do a commercial, you just can't mention that name. Oh God, no! Can you imagine me? Can you imagine me in skinny jeans? It just doesn't work. That's an oxymoron. I'll be a walking oxymoron. The fat guy in skinny jeans.
Oh man.
You know what?
That's
After that
great.
image, I'm done. I swear
Yeah.
I'm done. You know what? Thank you. That's it. We're done here, folks. Sports Talk with the guys. I'll see you guys.
I'll have my shirt. Instead of wearing,
Stop it. Stop
the
it.
3X shirt that I size, I'll wear like a medium, and I'll pull it up and bunch it up with the little scrunchie thing, and I'll be showing my belly button.
Okay,
Oh.
Big Dog, I can accept all of that. But the minute that you do the man bun, you're gone.
No man bun.
Oh man.
I have a friend that does that.
Oh Lord.
Well, good morning, Coffee.
Here's my joke of the day, and it's not really, well, yeah, it's a joke. It's a question though. If the bird of peace is a dove, then what is the bird of true love? The swallow. And that was because Dreem is here. I knew he'd get that one. And of course I knew Almighty would love it too.
I'm sorry, Chris. You lost your breakfast. I vomited. So go figure.
That's great. I love
it.
And for those of you Scrubs fans, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Chris, thank you for joining us early in the morning. Folks, if we can get an idea of where everyone is in the world, it's really kind of cool. It gives us a sweet idea to know where the misery lies. Because, of course, I'm over here in the West Coast in hell, and it's in Pomona, California. The Big Dog down there is in the 7th level of hell, I believe.
No, I used to work for the 7th level of hell.
Yeah. He's in Riverside. Almighty is somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah.
Is that the devil's armpit or something like that?
No, that's Fresno.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Hi, Chris from Seattle. Absolutely awesome. And of course, Dreem is from the land of the beads
Yeah, Land of
and
Beads.
that Fat Tuesday or whatever it is.
Yep. Well, as they
Is
say
it
Colin,
here,
that's
as
coming
they
up, isn't
say
it?
here in Louisiana, right now it's Mardi Gras season. So lazez-les, bon temps brûlés. Let the good times roll.
there it is.
When is Fat Tuesday? Is it coming up or has it passed?
It's the day before Ash Wednesday.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. There we
Yeah,
go.
so that's the day you gorge yourselves. I thought it said the bird of love was the dipper. Just saying, so I'm in England. Oh Lord.
I'm in England, just about 5 miles
Well, a
away from
dipper. Okay,
Stonehenge.
you can dip into those. Yeah. No, never mind. I won't go there.
Well, that's why Aisha did. Big Dog,
Oh
Yes, sir.
Big Poppy is now in the Hall of Fame, or
Yes,
will
he
be in
is.
July.
Yes.
Does that
All right.
change
Well, real
the?
quick,
Yes, sir.
real quick. I apologize because I'm gonna have to get going in a second. But I just wanted to say, Chiefs are favored to win
Oh,
the whole shebang. Uh, I will go with the Chiefs on that end for this round, and for the next one, my heart tells me that the Niners are not going to make it.
Sorry.
The heck was that? The
That's you.
Niners tell me, my heart tells me the Niners aren't going to make it, but I'm going to have to stick with my team and hope for the best. So I'm going Chiefs and Niners for this round.
Chiefs and Niners. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna put those in right now.
yeah. And you guys can talk about it and stuff. And if I can get back, I'll try to get back.
All right, man.
But have a good show, guys. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Be safe.
You too.
Don't burn anything.
we'll see you. We'll see you, buddy. If I don't see you, we'll see you in November, pal.
Sounds good.
All right. Anyway, Big Dog,
Just going
Big
Chiefs.
Poppy's in now. What's
Yes,
the
he
deal?
is.
Hall of Fame. Does that change your opinion now? You know, over the years, I had said, especially in the last year, that it's only a matter of time before they all get in because the dynamic is changing with the writers. You have older writers retiring, and you still have the beat writers. It's membership is changing. It's a generational thing.
Um. Okay. Now with Big Poppy, did he test positive or was he just on the report?
Well, it was revealed in the same manner that Aroyd and all the
Okay,
others.
I know, but did he actually test positive at one time, or was he just in the report?
I believe he was just in the report. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to go back on. Actually, I
Um.
don't know if he was in the report.
Yeah. No. Everywhere that I'm reading that's been bitching, and oh my God, everybody's been bitching about it. That he got in Bonds and what's Clemens didn't. And they everybody in Facebook and IG have been saying, oh well, it was he would just appeared on the report. He never actually tested positive.
Oh no, he did.
So he did test positive. That's what
Yeah.
I was asking. So he tested positive and he was on the report.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did he get suspended for testing positive?
Nope. Because it was at a time that it was right before baseball had done that requirement. Remember,
So
there was that year that baseball was going to say, okay, let's see. We're going to test everyone and see if we cross 5% or 10%. And if we cross that certain number, we will then institute it. And lo and behold, baseball crossed it. So they started implementing it.
now was Poppy. God, I'm trying to remember all this. It. I think what it is because he's beloved. He was beloved by everyone, even though he was kind of an ass sometimes. I mean, but I've always talked about that. To get at that level of an athlete, no matter where you are across the board, you're an asshole. You have to be. When you get to that upper echelon of baseball, basketball, football, hockey, whatever it is, you have to have a bit of an attitude to get there because you have to have that instinct to get over or through anybody. And but as far as him getting in, I don't know. It's still hard for me. I think with Bonds and Clemens, and it opens the door for a lot of what Coffee was saying. To me, I don't know. I'm conflicted on it. I really am, because Bonds broke these records because of being on steroids. And we talked about this, and Coffee was 100% right. When he was with the Pirates, he was already a Hall of Fame. He had Hall of Fame numbers. I know you're shaking your head, Scorekeeper. I know, and I agree. He had the Hall of Fame numbers. Had he continued his career without steroids, I believe he wouldn't have reached the numbers that he would have reached. But I think he would have had Hall of Fame number worthy numbers without the steroids. But the thing is, as I talked about it before, he could not give up that number one spot. He couldn't admit to himself that his body was slowly downturning, as everyone's does. And he did whatever was possible to keep that number one spot, and that was drug enhancing, um, uh, uh, excuse me, products. So, and to me, I guess Clemens would be the same. Hey, Matt, or Speedy, sorry. So with Bonds, I mean, he had all these records of home run and most home runs ever, the home runs in one season. All that was because of steroids. Yes, he had God given gifts. I will not deny that whatsoever. But he tarnished everything that he had by doing that for so long, and then not even after it was over, admitting to it. I mean, everybody could see it. He was this skinny, little, scrawny Michael Cooper looking guy that, anybody who knows Lakers from the 80s know who Michael Cooper was. Scrawny little kid, strong and everything, but scrawny. And then he turned into freaking Shaquille O'Neal, over the span of a season or a summer, and those numbers just kept growing and growing. And, of course, that came up with my wonderful little name for him, Big Head Little Balls. Because his head grew way bigger, and according to his girlfriend and wife, he had little balls. So, I don't know. With Poppy, I'm conflicted about it. But as you said, he tested positive, but it wasn't an official test per se. What was my memory's shot about that era, that time, Scorekeeper? What did he have to say about testing positive? Did he mea culpa type of thing, or
I don't think he
doesn't
ever admitted
know?
it.
He ate the meat in Mexico. I mean, what was his thing? You're muted.
It was that was his response. But Big Dog, the reason why this guy was elected was because he was actually a nice guy. He was
Yeah,
liked by many people.
that's what I'm saying. He was beloved by many, and
Uh,
his aloofness. He had no aloofness, not like Barry Bonds and Clemens. And that aloofness does cost you when it comes to the press. I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was such an aloof guy during his early playing years. He was hated by a lot of people just because of his, I don't have. He had that attitude of, I don't have time for you. Very curt, very short answers. And it wasn't until his house burned down in the mid '80s that there was a complete 180 done by him, and where he realized that he was actually cared about by the fans and a lot of the writers and stuff, and that's when he changed his tune, and of course became beloved afterwards. But before that, everybody thought he was a asshole son of a bitch, and Bonds and Clemens, they still have that attitude even now. you know I think if they would come out and maybe give a mea culpa type of thing, now there might be, I mean, sentiment, but you're not going to see him in the hall for at least another probably 10 years, because I don't know what group they fall into to have that legacy group vote on you.
every 3 years, they have the current committee,
Okay.
and I don't know if they're offset where the historical dead ball and whatever committees. So I believe each committee meets every third year. So he'll be up for review every 3 years. And before I get to Speedy's opinion, I need to remind everyone because, look, folks, obviously they have the talent that is given to them. They are, look, none of us had the opportunity to play the game because we didn't have the talent that they had. That is clearly understood. Their talent was superior to everyone else. But the argument that people use over and over is, well, steroids doesn't help you hit a ball. It doesn't. Folks, you guys can all go screw yourselves on that one because Mark McGwire himself said he could no longer play the game. He grew tired of everyone saying, oh, you hurt again? Oh, you hurt again? He couldn't play his calves. His calves kept him from being able to physically play. What did he do? He started taking steroids. Guess what? He could play again. So it is not subtle. It is Mark McGwire himself saying that without steroids, he could not play the game. So that being the case, we move on. But you need to remember that these dumb bastards couldn't play without steroids because of age, bat slowing down, whatever. So, look, Andy Pettit, a favorite of mine, took steroids to recover quicker. Okay, again, it is what it is, but before you mouth off from Mama's basement and cry that you didn't get what you wanted, look, just realize that the adults are still in the room and there's still values that we live by. And cheating, there's a reason why we have those rules. I, for one, I've read the Hall of Fame rules and I get it. And I've talked about it. It's up to you to determine if they've paid for their transgressions. If they were suspended, you should consider it. And whether, they're mea culpa. It's interesting. Most people haven't even read them. When you read them, there's a lot more to it. And then you have an understanding what these writers' quandary is. It is very difficult to make these decisions. So this will be the last time I go to bat for these writers. But there is a lot more to it than just saying, is he or isn't he? You're asked questions. You're asked to do a little bit of soul searching. And it's in your opinion. And the way it works is you get 10 votes. That's it. Each writer is given with 10 votes. You don't place them first, second, third, whatever. You just, are you on the ballot or not? And you get to put 10 names. That's it. So, before we go any further, Speedy, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Big Poppy is in the Hall of Fame. Your comments about that, as well as the whole steroid scene moving forward. But again, good morning.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. How are you all doing? How's everybody? We got a lot of new people in the chat room this morning. I love it. It's great. On Wednesday, it's funny you guys bring that up. As soon as I got in the chat room, I'm like, oh my God, here we go. This is how we're starting today's show. Because on Wednesday, I had to take my car into Acura at 11 a.m. And they're like, well, we thank you for coming in a little earlier than 11. Most people don't keep their actual appointment on time. Like, yeah, I know that. They're like, well, thank you and have a seat. And they were showing ESPN actually starting the conversation about what you had just mentioned, Scorekeeper. They're talking about Mark McGwire. And then they jumped to, well, how does that fit into our current subject that everyone else is talking about? And I went, what other subject? And they said, the fact that Barry Bonds has just now been kicked out of the Hall of Fame. They're not going to put him in because of the whole steroid thing. And I went, why are we jumping on this again? Come on, ESPN, talk about something better, more interesting. Don't you have football to cover like we do? Which is tomorrow. But they said they're not going to allow him into the Hall of Fame because their reasoning, and some of the ESPN guys believed that he had substantially, and probably so, screwed himself, and this is why he's not going into the Hall of Fame. And I went, well, as we all say on this show often, that's your opinion. We have different opinions, right? So,
Oh, Speedy, you know what? We've changed. We're trying to let everyone finish their thoughts. That's why we're not jumping in. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
So it amazes me that, and then they jump to, well, we can't justify anything because the initial thing of baseball started way back in the day by Pete Rose, another guy who's not going to ever be in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, oh, come on, ESPN, you had to bring up Pete Rose.
It all ties together, though.
I know.
It all ties together.
And they mentioned it just like Scorekeeper mentioned it, that Mark McGwire had for years when, well, I'm just a little hurt. I just need some time away from baseball.
That just real quick, I'm sorry. That's interesting, Coffee, because Babe Ruth is already in the Hall of Fame. But go on.
Yeah.
And some others would say Willie Mays. And who knows? There's a few. But that's cool. That has been Coffee's line forever, that Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Yeah, and he's entitled to his opinion.
Yes. Speedy, there he is. You're back, young man.
Yeah, I'm back. I just had to do something real quick.
That was quick, man.
Yeah.
He had to pick his nose. Leave him alone.
Yeah, okay. What are we going to do about you, big dog, huh?
What about me, what?
What are we going to do about you, big dog? That's what he wants to know.
Oh, whatever you want.
Oh, right. Oh, there it is, folks. And Leandro was thrown back on that one.
We don't need to start that off at 6:47 in the morning. I marked it down.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I got to write that one down. 6:47 a.m. Actually, probably 6:46, but it's all good.
Probably.
So, should these other guys be in then? Yes, Chris. Damn, I'm forgetting all these acronyms and nicknames now. Coffee does say that Barry Bonds, and he's been with that one for a long time, that he is the best player of all time. And when I rolled my eyes and I attacked Big Dog on the whole thing of that he was a Hall of Famer, and this is what I wanted to clarify. Barry Bonds, and the comment that Big Dog had that he was a Hall of Famer, at the time he had 446 home runs. On numbers alone, he was way ahead. And I just wanted to make that clear, that at the time he had 446. When Barry Bonds broke the record, there was some female writer, forgive me, I know I'm being sexist, dumb, and stupid, but when he hit the home run, I think she said, oh, this is number home run 230 something or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He was counting from when it was, as Big Dog said, he was a skinny little stick, and then he became this human specimen that, if you remember, folks, he was walked with the bases loaded. Remember those 2-3 years that when Barry Bonds, he wouldn't get a pitch, and the one pitch he'd get, he would jank that bastard. Yep. I mean, it was unreal, folks. It was. And I interrupted you, Big Dog.
No. Yeah, it was either a hit, it was either a home run or a walk. It was nothing in between. You know, in that couple of years span when he was just totally on.
Yep, I like that comment. Yep.
But Coffee, it's because of what he did in it's because of what he did with the Giants as a steroid induced player that is causing this controversy. And that's the problem.
And folks, and you know, Chris Rock of all people, I forget which program was he on, and I've told this to the Big Dog. He had an interesting comment while all of this was going on. He said, "You can't get a speeding ticket 3 weeks after." I'm like, well, if you've been in California and you have a red light camera, that's not exactly true. But yeah, but I understand what Chris Rock was saying. It's like when he was doing it, you had to get him. Okay? Not after the fact. You know he was speeding, but you did nothing. And I don't know if it was Chris or someone else had that comment. I believe it was Chris. and I apologize, about baseball allowing it. So, folks, if baseball allowed it or turned a blind eye, whatever you want to say, does that change the conversation? Almighty.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he said there's, like you said, there could be more people are going to be in that during that period. And what baseball did back then, it took baseball a long time to, not a long time, but, you know, remember when they first started with, when they first started to punish people for steroids, it's like, well, we'll just give them 3-day suspension. And then Congress said, "Whoa, what? No, that's not going to happen. That's too little." And then it went to what, like 30 days or more, because Congress was all over their butt because they're just going to give them like this little slap on the wrist for using steroids. So it took Congress to step in to actually have them have any kind of consequence. So, you know, baseball right there from the beginning wasn't really concerned about it. So,
It was
like
in
you were saying,
2005 Congress looked into it.
but still, baseball was turning, like you said, a blind eye or not, because like 3 days or like 7. I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal if you got caught using steroids at first, and then Congress said, "No, you need to change that," and that's when baseball said, "Well, now we're going to get strict," like it was their idea, but they were getting pressured by Congress.
Yeah.
Well, Congress whipped out and we'll go to you, Big Dog. They whipped out the most
Yeah.
favored nations clause. That I forget that one. It's the one that only baseball has.
Yeah, they have that. Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, every time they don't like what they had the same hold over the NFL too until they started paying taxes. But so they would say the same thing. Well, we're going to have to look into this antitrust thing because
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, because it's like it's they could get anyway. They could use that against them, and they're like, "Well, we might have to take that away," and then they'd be like, "Uh-oh, we okay." So yeah, Congress had, but anyway, I don't know. It's just I just don't like it. I mean, I know that baseball at first didn't really do much about it, but still, I don't know. It just messed with the record book too much, getting changed every year about home runs and stuff. And it just didn't seem like it was, because every year there for a while was a home run race. And it might have been exciting, but it made like anybody who had a home run record like Maris or Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron seem cheap because it was happening every year.
Thank you, Big Dog.
Like I said, it's hard. The one thing I'm hating that I'm hearing from tons of people, on the the so-called reporters on TV and in print and just in the blogosphere itself. Oh well, everybody was doing it. I
No.
hate that. No, everybody was not doing it. And there's plenty of Hall of Famers that are in there right now from that era that there wasn't even a hint of them being talked about doing steroids, and they're in. So no, everybody wasn't doing it, But having Poppy in, that that opens the door, and Bonds and Clemens will probably get in, but as I said, I see it maybe in 7 years or so, because of the way the voting goes. But once again, both of those guys still have a chip on their shoulder when they speak. And whether you're an older reporter, a reporter that's only been doing it for about 7 to 10 years, or you're a damn brand new reporter, if someone treats you that way, you're gonna remember it, even though you shouldn't. A lot of that play comes into play when you're getting your voting. You're going down the list. Oh, Poppy, yeah, he was always great with me. He came up on the report really didn't say anything. But okay, yeah, I guess he has the numbers. He'll be in. But then you get down Barry Bond. Oh man, look at those numbers. But man, he was such an asshole to me, asshole to everybody. He didn't give a shit. And he did, and there's all the physical proof. Skinny to big to huge, perfect specimen. Back to skinny again once he quit baseball. I mean, all the signs are there. So I'm not gonna vote for him because he was such an ass. So a lot of that plays, comes as I say, comes into play. Will they probably get in? He probably will. And as far as the whole Pete Rose situation, we've talked about that countless times, and I've given my opinion that it should be like basketball has it, the NBA, where you can go in as a player and you can go in as a coach, manager. Baseball doesn't have that. Baseball is just Pete Rose the entire professional baseball career, which is managerial and as a player. Because as a player, Pete Rose should be in, but because you have to tie his managerial career, which of course he was betting, supposedly only on his team, which I find that very hard to believe, and all the other outside things that he did afterwards. But as a player, and I hated Pete Rose, but as a player, boy, he there's no doubt he's got the numbers. Unfortunately, like I said, baseball won't separate the two.
I do want to thank Aisha for the comment on and also coffees as well. But Ashley Barty has just won the Australian Open. Yes, it was going live right now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that one. And Coffee's comment: first time an Aussie has won the Australian Open since 1983. I believe that is about right. Coffee's usually pretty good when it comes to his numbers. I'm going to cut you short, Speedy. I'd like your comments on this, and then we're going to get to the picks at the top of the hour right now. So I'm cutting you short, pal. We got about.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, see, the one thing about this is,
I'll return.
at some point, they should just. Oh, we lost Big Dog. They should let even the bad ones into the Hall of Fame. I mean, there's not a reasonable excuse, like Big Dog said. Everybody else has a different system, and they still put them in their Hall of Fame. And remember, we talked about this last summer, where I brought up the fact that WWE was like, well, Pete, why don't you come join us? And, they helped him out for a while, for about a year. And then they put him in their own Hall of Fame. But it's like Big Dog said, at the 2010 Fan Fest in San Francisco that I went to, we hear a whole bunch of police bikes. We see all these police bikes coming through. We're like, what's going on? And then somebody goes, I see Barry Bonds! But he's not in a limo. He's not even being driven by anyone. He's on his own personal bike. He came to Fan Fest to talk to Barry, the former owner at the time, and he didn't say hi to anybody. He didn't wave. Well, he kind of did, but for the most part, he ignored all the fans. And I was like, huh, that was a little rude. And then he talked to Barry for a few minutes behind closed doors, and then came back out and was escorted out by the police. And they were like, well, you're leaving. He said, yeah, fine, I'm leaving. I'm like, what just happened? Why did Barry demand that you leave with the police escorting you out? Did something happen? And this is all at a fan fest. They're just about to open the doors a few minutes before 10 a.m. And he left, and we all waved, and he waved back at everybody. He goes, you guys have fun? See you later? And I'm like, well, that wasn't much of an interaction, though. But, yeah, we'll see what happens, like Big Dog said, maybe in the next 5 to 7 years, though. If they can let Poppy in, I'm sure they can let everybody else in the Hall of Fame. That's all I have to say about that.
What do you want them to do, grope you? I mean, he could have held things up for a long time, and at least as long as he waited to acknowledge the fans, that's cool. I mean, it wasn't like he turned his back on them, but you've got to understand there's a lot of fans there, and he could just, if you try to talk and do autographs, he'd hold everything up, and it might even get out of control if the fans kind of rush in. That's why the police were there to give him a wall of protection. I can see why you think it's rude, but as long as he acknowledged the fans and didn't flip them off, he's fine because of the situation that he was in. I mean, these people, I mean, I guess I don't care about Barry Bonds or like that. I don't care if he stayed or not, but at least he acknowledged the fans. And maybe I'm wrong, but you just can't sign for everybody everywhere, especially if it's not your event, and hold everybody else up. As far as I know, it's just a wrestling thing, right? Speedy?
No, they do.
No.
They do autograph too.
But
For a couple of money.
Well, yeah, but the wrestlers do that, and I don't know. I don't think that is rude. I don't know if he was. I mean, unless he was supposed to be a guest and just walked out. But if he just made a surprise visit for whatever reason to talk to another Barry, right?
Yeah, Barry Blair.
Yeah, so I don't know. As long as he didn't ignore him, I'm cool with it. I mean, it's
it is what it is.
That's my opinion. I can't say that I'm right or wrong. It's just my opinion that he was. Plus, you don't want to take away from the wrestlers there that are there to sign, because Barry could take over signing autographs from a lot of players, costing them money if they pay money for autographs. And if Barry's not set up to take money for autographs, then he's losing money. So I know it's a touchy situation. I see what you're saying, but in this day of people getting paid just to sign a piece of paper or a photo, it's all business. It's business. It's not like they found him in a restaurant and said, and he signed real quick for fans outside of a restaurant. He was at a event that was promoting and part of a business situation. But that's just my opinion. I mean, as long as he didn't, like I said. Anyway, I'm done. That's my opinion. If it's right or wrong,
it's just your opinion. And there it is, folks. We're going to go ahead.
Everyone shares my opinion.
Oh, no doubt. You are the almighty. And he is Speedy. Hopefully we'll have Big Dog joining us just in a few minutes. But, folks, it is the top of the hour now. It is Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. And we are now going to get to our football picks. I know the Big Dog has been doing an incredible job, and there he is on keeping track of everyone. He has done me a solid. He's done everyone a solid by keeping track. Folks, I'm not being a jerk about it. I'm not being lazy, even though everyone says I am a jerk and lazy. But it is a hassle keeping track of all that. And we used to do it live, and it got out of hand, and last year was bad. So I implied that I needed help, and Big Dog said, "It's okay. You shut up. You keep going. I do it." And he's been doing it. And speaking of doing it this early in the morning, Gridiron Girl is in the house. Good morning, Gridiron Girl. So we're going to get to it right now, folks. Our games are going. Thank you for joining us again, Big Dog.
So Gridiron Girl is doing it at 7 in the morning? Woohoo!
Okay.
What Scorekeeper said?
When she comes over and does taxes, I'm going to make sure that you're here, Big Dog. And then that way, she can put you in your place.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and I'll bet you anything you want that I get a hug before I get put in my place.
I'm sure you would. But you'll still get me put in your place. I want to thank everyone: Tony Kanapka, Aisha Kerr, Rosalind Brinson, and Gridiron Girl for giving us, a like on the page. And do we say Scorekeeper is lazy? Well, anyway, we'll just move on. We'll move on. I said I had a lot to do. All right, folks. The first games that we're going to get to. I don't want to talk about it.
Big Dog's in his car.
Yes, I am. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it too noisy? I'm sorry.
No. It's not. But we are in the Big Dog Mobile.
You disappear. I mean, where'd you go? Oh, you're over there
I'm
now.
currently playing the game on your
Yeah.
hat, Roger. Okay. All right, folks. There it is.
Well,
We're gonna get to it right now.
You said Tony's here, right?
Yes.
So I think Tony is Tony, myself, and Almighty were the opposite of girl power last week. I think we were all three of us are the 0 for 4 crew.
Yeah,
I
sure
lucked out. No, Big Dog. I think I was 0 for everything as well.
No, you were 1 and 3.
Oh, well, I was just one above the boys. So I'm happy to be part of the boys, man.
I can't remember if it was Sergio, because either Sergio or Tony went 2 for 2. I can't remember which one. But I know one went 2 for 2, the other one went 0 for 4.
I went 0 for 4. I was part of that impotent power.
You and me both. You and me both, man.
I was, I like I said, I'm not going to pick until after Alicia does next year.
You did say that. Actually, I think that was his first line when he joined today's program.
What else can I do? That and follow that and Gridiron Girl. I should be able to do a lot better than I did this year.
You know, guys.
But congratulations to the. I mean, that's
congratulations.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean,
But they're definitely doing very well. There's no doubt about it. Big Dog, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, I don't know if there's been a more exciting weekend last week. I believe all 4 games went down to either overtime or the final field goal. I mean, I don't think I ever saw it where in that one weekend every game was decided with that last second field goal, except for the one that went into
except for the Chiefs and the Bills. That went into overtime.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I don't think there's been a weekend like that. It was like, holy crap.
I haven't seen a playoff weekend like that ever, because usually you get a couple close ones and a couple low-scoring bore ones, then you get the blowout.
Yeah.
But you never get like all of these things going down to the wire, and it's like, man, I mean, I was so pumped up. I wanted to do a show on Monday because I wanted to talk about those
Dude,
games.
you should have let me know, man. We should have done it. We should have.
But I'm just saying that was because now we're going to expect more things like that tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's 45-0? Where's the overtime?
Yeah.
The game's over at halftime.
Yeah, it was terribly exciting. The Bengals 19-16 over the Titans. The 49ers 13-10 over the Packers. The Rams 30-27 over the Buccaneers. That's the only one that I got right, and I said I have a sneaky suspicion that it was going to be done. But there were 3 times that I had a heart attack in the last in game time. In the last 3 minutes, I had 3 heart attacks. It took forever.
And who would have thought that a game in Lambeau, in the snow, tight game, that the Packers and Aaron Rodgers wouldn't come out on top? I mean, I wouldn't have bet against that. I mean, at home in the snow, I mean that's their comfort zone. Jeez. And you know, they just couldn't come up with it.
And that's the reason I picked the Packers, because they were going to be in the frozen tundra.
We all picked the Packers. Jeez.
And it's like, okay, but and then who? Josh Allen. I mean, he was running all over the place. I mean,
my God!
I mean,
yes.
You thought? I mean, he went, tit for tat with Mahomes when it came to running and throwing that football. So I mean, that game was like, it's too bad someone had to lose, because that was just fantastic going all the way into overtime. And then of course everybody was whining about the overtime rule, where, you know, since Kansas City scored a touchdown and the Bills didn't get it back, they start whining about that again, going, they didn't get the football. That's the rules, and I don't think the NFL's going to change it, make any changes soon. So we're lucky we got the one with the. We're lucky we have it where if they kick a field goal, the other team gets it. So I mean, when it comes to some rule changes, unless it really causes a big stink, the NFL is very slow to move on it.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't mind them doing what college does in overtime. I think, you know, each team start at 20 and see if they can keep scoring. But that's just me, or something like that. But it's especially in the playoffs, maybe they should change it. You know, like, well, I don't know. I don't. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that anymore.
Well, we already have our first pick already. There it is, folks. We're going to do This one we lost Speedy. Hopefully we'll get him back in a moment. But Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, I didn't give the score for the last one. I'm sorry. And that was, as Almighty was talking about, Chiefs 42, Bills 36. It was incredible the amount of points that were scored in game time in the last 3 minutes. It was heart stopping. It was exciting, folks. As a fan, you want to see it happen, and when you do, it just blows you away. Absolutely blows you away.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was like watching the Madden NFL game on the PS. Like, oh my God, what the hell? There's nobody playing defense. That was right.
No defense.
There was no secondary. It's like, what the hell? No one played it. I mean, anyway, it's weird. But it was like,
no, they didn't. Both games are going to be on Sunday, folks. Cincinnati Bengals 10-7 visit the Kansas City Chiefs 12-5. It's at 12 p.m. Pacific time on CBS. So much so that I blocked off tomorrow from 12 noon on. I'm booked all morning from 7 to 12, but I'm really excited about the games tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it. Bengals 13th on offense. The Chiefs are 3rd. In total defense, the Bengals are 18th. The Chiefs are 27th. And we saw that the Chiefs have a very, very charitable defense. In passing, the Bengals are 7th. The Chiefs are 4th. And in rushing, the Bengals are 23rd. The Chiefs are 16th. Last time these two teams played was on January 1st, 2022 to end the season. The Bengals edged the Chiefs 34-31 in a major upset. Big Dog, what do we have for the line? I know you've gone silent.
Sure, there's a line.
Okay, so we already have our first pick.
I know.
And
I'm driving. I can't get to it.
Yeah, Tony is calling the Chiefs 34-27 over the Bengals. So, girls, let's have your picks because it's girl power. It is girl power. So, here we go. Gridiron Girl says, I see Tony pick KC. I'm definitely going for the Bengals. Holy crap. Morning. We already got our first shot across the bow. So, Gridiron Girl says she's going to take the Bengals. And we'll see. So, Speedy, what's it going to be, young man?
Okay, so what happened? My computer came up with IP diagnostic problem there for a minute.
Sorry, we're picking the Bengals and the Chiefs this game already. And Gig is going for the Bengals. Tony says the Chiefs are going to take it 34-27. And what's going to be your pick, Speedy?
I feel like I have to go with the Chiefs on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely shots fired. And the prodigy himself. Thank you, Guillermo, for joining us. I'm done with football. Yeah. Come on, let's have your picks, prodigy. Hey, young man, we're talking about the game. Oh my God, I'm gonna send you the link right now. See if you can join. If you are able to join us. Wow, prodigy. It's been a little while, and I'm gonna send it to you right over Facebook. Oh, damn it, wrong link. I'm sending them the football picks. Oops. I still had that one saved. I got so excited. You see, I'm old, man. I'm old. So let me. Oh man, I got to get to the invite. There it is. Boom. Prodigy. There it is, buddy. If you can join us, click on the link. I just sent it to you via Facebook. But all right, folks, we're gonna get to it. I'm done with football.
Yeah.
All Missouri Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs versus the St. Louis Rams. So he is taking. So Coffee is taking the Chiefs, and he's taking the Rams. Okay, there we go. What other picks do we have? Aisha says if she remembers, she took the Chiefs. And there's a fracture amongst the girl power group, and then Gridiron Girl. Roz is taking the Chiefs as well. So knowing that, Big Dog, what's it going to be? What's going to be your pick?
I will take the Chiefs in this one, but I just had a question for you. So, with girl power, so are Aisha, Roz, and Gig the Sports Talk with the Guys version of the Powerpuff Girls?
Oh, wow. I like it. And, folks, this is so cool. I do appreciate it. This is the prodigy. Good morning, young man. How you doing?
Good, good. Just got
Thank
up,
you for
but
joining us.
I
Yes.
freaking had a long night, so that's why I'm up right now at this time.
I appreciate what you do for all of us. You keep the economy going. Young man, your thoughts on this game right now, even though you're done with football. What an incredible weekend, wasn't it?
Oh my god, dude. The amount of money I lost last week wasn't even funny.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. All
What's
the
it?
women won last week. We, the guys, we lost big. The only game I got right was the Rams upsetting Tampa Bay.
That one we saw it coming, but the one that shocked me the most last week was obviously the Packer game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. He froze. It was just real bad. The Niners. I mean, they didn't deserve to win. Their offense was terrible. The only thing that kept them alive was the special teams. That's pretty much all they did.
Oh, I hear you. I apologize. I was seeing a comment in the chat room, and I just sent it to Tanya Mercado. So who knows? Maybe she'll join us. But she's a big time producer on the East Coast now, so I don't know. She'll slum it with us for a little bit.
I think am I not? I think still in Disney World.
Oh, Fantasyland. Okay, well you never know. So I just sent it to her. But the girls are the Power Rangers, and the guys are the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, there we go.
You
I'll
like
take I'll
the
take that
Ninja
one.
Turtles?
I'll
Yeah.
take Ninja
Oh, okay.
Turtles.
All right. Well, fair enough. All right. Well, tell me, Prodigy, what's it going to be? What are you going to take? Oh
I'm
man, my
actually take
email.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs over the Bengals. You know, I believe that the Chiefs at home they're a lot stronger. Mahomes unstoppable right now. You saw what he did to the Bills last weekend. That was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was crazy because everyone was really high on the Bills. But what an exciting game! I'm glad I saw both of those games at the very end on Sunday. What a hell of a Sunday! I would have lost money too, Prodigy. So you're not the only one.
Yeah, what
Uh,
that one
Almighty.
I felt
Oh,
bad for Josh Allen. I was like, what a way to
oh my
lose
God.
a game. I was like, Jesus, man, that guy's gonna have nightmares for the whole rest of the damn year, I bet.
Oh
But as
hell
far
yeah.
as the 49ers and the Rams, I'm the stronger team. I'm most likely the Rams will win, especially at home. But the Niners have beat the Rams at home a bunch of times, so I don't know. That's gonna be another ah. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, but the way the Rams are coming in with their last week win, but most likely the Rams will win that game. So I will say Chiefs Rams Super Bowl.
All right. Appreciate that. Almighty, I need your pick for that first game, Bengals and Chiefs.
I'm going with the Bengals.
You're going to go with the Bengals? Oh, you're going with Gridiron Girl, huh? All right.
Well, I don't have nothing. I have nothing to lose, so I might as well pick. So I might as well pick the team I want to win. So I'm just.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Speedy, did we get your pick?
Yes, I picked the Chiefs.
I did not write it down. Okay.
Right.
So there it is. I wanted to make certain. So, gosh, I'm stupid. Scorekeeper is going to take the Chiefs. I'm definitely going to take the Chiefs, but we'll see. Now you got a little bit of love on that one.
Oh,
So, all
well.
right, folks, we're going to take a look at the game. I know we got a few picks already, but we're going to look at that one now. San Francisco 49ers 10-7 versus the Rams 12-5. The game is at 3:30 p.m. on Fox. It's at SoFi Stadium, as mentioned by Prodigy. The 49ers are 7th in offense. The Rams are 9th. In total defense, the 49ers are 3rd. The Rams are 17th. In passing, the 49ers are 12th. Matthew Stafford is 5th. And in rushing, the 49ers are 7th and the Rams are 25th. Last time these two teams played was on January 8th, 2022, on the last week of the season. 49ers edged the Rams 27-24. And if you were paying attention to that game, which I was, it sounded like there were a lot of 49er fans at that game, even
Oh,
more so than the Rams. Go
well,
ahead, Prodigy.
it was all red.
It was crazy. What the hell? I thought I closed my Outlook. I'm so sorry, folks. So, hijos de su madre.
It keeps popping up on you.
Yeah, I wish other things would pop up, but anyway, Aisha said,
Hey.
I think these two games will depend on which team shows up on the day, and it could go either way for the teams. Yes. So, for this game, we have, and if Big Dog can join us on this one, we already have Roz going for the 49ers, Coffee and Prodigy going for the Rams. Big Dog, what's it going to be? You're on mute.
Good question. This one's going to be a tough one. It's Rams and who again? Sorry.
Rams and 49ers.
I'm going to go with the Rams. 49ers have been a problem with everybody's because of their defense. I think that's what's keeping them in the playoffs. They've been just barely good enough on offense. I forgot who joined us a little while ago.
Prodigy.
Yeah, as Prodigy said, the Niners shouldn't have won that game. It was their special teams, the defense that kept them in it, and that's what everybody's been talking about. That's what's keeping the Rams in the playoffs. But I think with it being so close for the Rams, it's been so long since the Rams have been, this close to the Super Bowl, and the fact that it would be a home game for them because it is going to be there, in 2 weeks. So I think that'll push them over the edge. So I think they'll do it. So I'll take the Rams.
A tiny bit of trivia, folks. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the blogosphere, and I don't know if Prodigy heard about this, but apparently the ticket takers, they put an actual block on certain zip codes so that they couldn't buy them, but it was determined that it wasn't right or maybe even illegal. So the block was removed. Did you hear about that, Prodigy, earlier in the week?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did it on purpose, and they made
just to screw with them, huh?
Yeah, that, and they also made the tickets cheaper, so that way the season ticket holders could buy them off.
Yeah.
Well, they did that on purpose. They didn't want any 49er fans there because there were more 49er fans at that last game than there was Rams fans, and they were able to be loud enough where Stafford had to use a silent count at home because the next day then his wife was saying, Rams, don't sell your tickets. So they wanted to keep, but even if they would have kept that block on, they would have still bought them from scalpers anyway. I'm not going to keep there still would have been 49er fans, but I thought that too. Like, wait a minute, wouldn't that be illegal? Like interfering with commerce or something like that? But they tried. When I read it, I thought, no, I don't think so. And I thought if it stayed through that they would actually get sued eventually for not letting people buy tickets. But anyway, I did see that. But that's the reason why, because more 49er fans show up at the Rams home game and interfere. But anyway, so now they're allowed to buy the tickets if they can find them?
They can.
But anyway, I thought that was odd.
I wanted to add on that one also, the way a lot of people say, they wanted to make sure that season ticket holders got their tickets and so on and so forth. The thing was, it was a pre-sale for the season ticket holders, as there always is on big games and stuff. So they were actually able to buy the tickets 2 days before. So any season ticket holder, that was just, a lame excuse by the Rams. If I was the owner of SoFi Stadium, though, I would. And it doesn't sell out, I'd be really pissed because that the 49er fans, as Almighty said, the last time they played, I believe they said it was 65 to 70% of the fans were Niner fans. So I think they didn't want to have that happen in a home game, which I think is idiotic. I mean, if your own fans can come out and cheer for you, then why begrudge the other team? Everybody has the same chance to get in. Why do that?
And some of the fans will sell their tickets just to make a big profit.
Oh, good God, yes.
And I bet you the majority of the tickets are owned by resellers anyway, or scalpers.
It's just the only problem with the Rams is just their fan base is not strong. That's what happens when for not having a football team in like so many years here. Like
Yeah.
everyone built like ended up cheering for a different team, and then now that their teams are coming to town, that's when I guess the Rams are starting to notice now that their fan base is not strong.
And
But isn't that why they moved in the first place to St. Louis, because they kept saying their fans didn't pay attention to what was going on in the field?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, folks, just very quickly, I had commented over the last 2 weeks about the NFL and the Rams getting into the issue. Remember, I talked about the legal stuff. I didn't realize it was resolved within 2 weeks. That a resolution has been settled with the city of St. Louis and the NFL. It was in the $700 million range.
Oh my!
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I'm really disappointed that I missed it because I referred to it again in the last few weeks, and that was my mistake. But anyway, let me see.
So the NFL's just the NFL's going to reach into their sock and pay it off.
Well,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I put Aish. I put Chiefs instead of Aisha. I'm sorry. I'm old. Leave me alone, man. Oh my
That's
God.
great.
Seattle paid more than that for an expansion NHL team. All right, fair enough. Look, who else do we need? I think I need Speedy and Almighty, and I think Gig did say the Rams, but the way she worded it was more of a comment. So I need to know, Gridiron Girl, if you are going to go with the Rams.
I'm definitely going with the Rams. And you know, that whole situation that you guys started talking about took less than 48 hours for the league to realize, wait, you can't actually do that by telling only your fans and not 49ers fans to come to the stadium. That's not right. That's why they interacted so quickly and resolved it and said, no. This is not happening. 49er fans are allowed in this stadium, so what? So, I mean, if scalpers get involved, scalpers always going to get involved. I've been to the old stadium in San Francisco. I've also been to the Oakland Arena plenty of times, and even for baseball games, they're like, "Here, can you buy this for me? I'll give you 2 of them if you give me 150." They even tried to tell that off to my dad one time. My dad's like, "No, that's not a real, authentic Aid shirt or whatever." So, no, I'm sorry.
All right. Appreciate that. Speedy, Almighty, what's it going to be?
I'm taking the Rams.
Okay. Almighty's taking the Rams.
So
Gridiron Girl did say the Rams. I'm taking the Rams as well. So I think we have everyone's picks for this game, except for the Big Dog. Oh, no, we do. Yeah, Big Dog.
Yeah, we do.
As well.
Yeah.
But if the Bengals and the 49ers make it back, that will be the rematch of the 88 Super Bowl?
Oh, really?
I think so. I think he's right.
Because I know that I don't know who I know they played San Francisco before in the Super Bowl and they lost. And I think it was 88 or 89 or something like that. So
was that? Oh, no, that was before Warner.
They played somebody, and they played again in like 83 or 84 or something like that.
Eric Dickerson was their running back at that time. Is that when they had the Canadian quarterback? His name Brock something.
I don't know. I know that they played in the Super Bowl together.
Thank you,
so
Girl. 89 Super Bowl. There it is.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But the 49ers did win that. I think that was a close one too. But anyway, that would be a rematch if they. Anyway, I've already said that. Let's move on.
It's all good. We will. Like I said, I believe I have everyone. Chrissy Everett. Was it Chrissy Everett? Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Chris Everett? Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we refer to that individual as Chrissy. Don't we, Prodigy? It's always been Chrissy Everett. Oh, my God. That was so funny. So
was it Esiason for the Bengals?
I don't know. Oh, it could have been. That was about the time for Boomer.
Because Anderson was earlier, but I think Esiason then became the quarterback. I think wasn't Collinsworth there too?
That might have been before.
That might have been before. I don't know. Anyway,
I do want to add Nerdvana's picks. I was emailed those picks, and someone else also commented on the site. It was Andre commented Rams and Chiefs. Okay, so we have that comment.
Everyone from the post that you made has already been put on. I took care of that yesterday.
Oh, I was going to copy and paste that.
That's fine. You can do it, and I'll make whatever changes need to be made if there's double names. No problem.
Big Dog, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it. I'm going to edit to the post, and that way you can fix it if you don't mind. But
No
I
problem.
have it right now. I'm going to do this one, and I still have to add Nirvana's notes. So we had quite a few people choose this, which is really cool, folks. It's a lot of fun. Last week, it was terribly exciting, man. It was just unreal. So I do have some comments, but since we have Prodigy, who it's been some time since he's been on with us, more due to my fault than anything else. But we'll get over the mea culpa. Prodigy, I don't know how long we're going to have you on this morning, but what is it that you would like to get to right now?
Oh, good question.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
Let me see.
Yeah, I put you on the spot. Oh, Gridiron Girl says it was Boomer. So, normally I do collect a bunch of stories, and I haven't gotten to them right now, folks. And let me go ahead and remove the stop screen. So there we go.
There we go.
Everyone. Hey, there's everyone. Oh, so, what? Now you're gonna hide?
Nah.
Now it's serious, I guess. But
so
folks,
I do have one real quick.
Go ahead,
if you don't
please.
mind, because it's Aaron Rodgers says fan turned into the Packers 49ers game to read against him because he's not vaccinated. So
yeah, I have that one too.
And I thought, okay, there. I mean, so we just can't get rid of Aaron Rodgers in the offseason anymore. It's just he's year round. I don't know, but anyway, I just thought it was funny that he thought that was his thought, and plus it shouldn't affect him playing football on the field. If they're watching it on TV, they can't really affect him. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, go ahead, Raj.
I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat for the co-host to see, but the article was lame, folks. And I wish I would have reread it right now. But basically, Aaron Rodgers was saying that the only reason why people wanted to see the Packers lose was because I was unvaccinated. That's why everyone is taking joy in this and why they're going after me for this loss. Like, wait a minute. We're talking about a game here. What the hell? It's when you listen to where he was interviewed, the institutional arrogance is, I'm not to blame. But all this joy that everyone is taking is only because I'm unvaccinated. No, dude. There are a lot of people that don't like the Packers. There are a lot of people that don't like you. And knowing how you've acted just adds to it. But no, you lost. Quick, Big Dog, you're the Packer fan right here. Come on, tell me.
Tell you what,
Aaron Rodgers, he's blaming the loss.
He's an idiot. He's I don't know what's happened to him over the last couple of years. I keep saying it's his Hollywood diva attitude from dating what's her face. They're the one that he's dating. It seems like ever since ever since he started dating her, his attitude has changed, and he's become a lot more of a diva than what he used to be. You know, a lot of those top tier echelon players are somewhat divas, but Aaron Rodgers took it to a whole nother level once he started dating. Help me out, Scorekeeper. What's her name?
Shailene Woodley.
Yes, her.
Yeah.
He seemed to have he took it to another level once he started dating her. It wasn't as bad when he was dating Olivia Munn, and I think it's because Olivia doesn't have the typical Hollywood attitude. She's like one of the guys, and And then Danica Patrick, it started to show a bit with her when he was dating her, but once he started dating Shailene, Dad just took on a whole new attitude. Now he's not even accepting the blame of the loss. Now there were a lot of passes and such that should have been caught by his receivers that weren't, but that's attributed to the cold and such. But he didn't seem like his normal self while he was playing. Uh, there were a lot of things that you were expecting from him that just didn't happen. That Rodgers Packers luck just wasn't there at all. So and he's an idiot saying that they wanted all of us to lose because I'm unvaccinated. That's your own fault.
I know that
That's his fault for lying about it. Actually,
Yeah, actually, it is. All he had to do was say. Actually, he lied to everyone, but we've already gone over that.
yeah.
Almighty, your thoughts?
Well, I'm sorry, just real quick, Almighty. I'm sorry. If he would have taken the attitude that Kyrie Irving did, saying I'm not going to get vaccinated because of whatever, it's my choice. But the fact that he lied about it, where he said, "Well, I really didn't say I wasn't vaccinated. I just said, however he put it, and that's what everybody was put off on is the fact that he led everybody on. I think if he would have been honest and said, I'm not vaccinated, it's not, I don't believe it, or whatever his thing was, like the way Kyrie Irving is, people may not like Kyrie Irving, but they respect the fact that he's sticking to his guns and he hasn't been untruthful about why he's not getting vaccinated. If Aaron Rodgers would have taken that, I think he would have had a lot less heat on him, so to speak. And I'm going to get off here and I'll be right back on again in a minute.
All right, fair enough. As we went over Aaron Rodgers very quickly, we talked about over the years when he was with Olivia Munn, he was very happy and he was playing very well. So when he broke up and then with Danica Patrick, he became an asshole, and we talked about that. It's Danica, and now that he's become a diva, well, it's Shailene Woodley. But the funny thing is, I didn't know Shailene Woodley was that much of a diva. But whatever. I have more respect for Shailene Woodley than I do the Colin Kaepernick. You guys remember Colin Kaepernick? Look, everyone forgets, and I know they hate me. He sat down before he took a knee, but we won't revisit it. All I said was I'll take Shailene Woodley because she actually got arrested for what she believes in. What did he do? He sat down. Oh, I'm sorry. He took a knee. Oh, okay. Yeah. So whatever. But all right, we won't go back down that road. Prodigy.
I don't know. I honestly think Aaron Rodgers is just in his own world right now. But it's just the fact that I don't know. I honestly don't blame like the people he's dating or married or whoever the hell he's going out with. Honestly, think it's just him. He's a regular season stat player, right? You see him. That's he has what, like 300-yard games, 400-yard games, touchdown passes. But if you see his playoff record, it's just terrible.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask a question after I get to Speedy about that right now, because right before this game, there was an acronym used again with Aaron Rodgers, and I just die laughing when I hear it. But go ahead, Speedy. He won't take responsibility, man.
Yeah, and it's funny how we're talking about this because the way he's been conducting interviews in the last 2.5, 3 years have all been like this. Yeah, I should have thrown the ball better. I didn't really do my job, and my job is to lead the team because I'm a quarterback. And it's like, you're talking like that in all these interviews? Are you stoned or something? Or is it maybe the way Shailene treats you? I don't know. But that's all he does now. Even on Sunday, he was like, we lost, and I blame everyone. Everyone is at fault. And that's why we lost. This interview is over. And he just walked away from the reporter. It's like, where's your energy? Talk like us on Sports Talk with the Guy. Don't talk like, I don't know.
No, you're okay. Gentlemen, right before the divisional game, of course, GOAT came into play again. Greatest of all time. And you know that Sports Talk with the Guys, me, did declare Brady the greatest of all time after his 6th win. When he won a 7th time, in my humble opinion, it only cemented it. But going back to last week, you were hearing people saying that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all. I can't even say it. I mean, it disgusts me. That Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time.
Well, why are they interviewing people that are high on drugs? I don't understand that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Coffee. Rodgers is the best quarterback of all time. I've said so for years. Okay. All right. You know what? All right. Let's look at that for a moment. He is the best quarterback of all time. How many
Yeah.
rings are on that hand?
I mean, he's one of the best. I won't say the best, but he's in
Right.
the top. He's in the top 5.
Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate it. Speedy, you're jumping in there, pal. What is it?
Yeah, he is the best, and we've seen him be jolly and everything else. He's had a great attitude, but it's just in the last few years, like Big Dog said earlier, ever since he got with Shailene, it's like, well, I don't know what happened. I think the player didn't really know where to go, and it's his job to know where to go, and it's not my fault. I'm the omnipotent quarterback. And I went,
Wow.
you're what? You're acting like you're the biggest big shot in the league, and you're not. You're not the only quarterback. There's so many other quarterbacks in the league, dude. Like, what's your problem? Maybe you need I think you need a break from Shailene. That's what it sounds like to me.
Don't worry, Prodigy. When it comes to relationships, you have your house in order. So good job. And by the way, if your beautiful wife is there, I hope she's doing well. Congratulations again. You guys are going on your 2nd anniversary, right? Or 3rd now?
Now we're going on number 5. Yeah, I'm telling you, time's going by super fast.
Anyway, she's a sports fan as well. His wife, Jen, oh my God. She's a keeper. She's a sports fan as well, which is really awesome. It's really neat.
We might have to change your name from Scorekeeper if you can't keep the proper score.
No shit. I was thinking about that. I was going to get into negotiations with the Big Dog. Is it time that we change our name? And speaking of such, there is the Big Dog. I don't even have to bring him in anymore. He can do it on his own. Big Dog, we're ripping on the Green Bay quarterback because prior to the divisional game, very good. Prior to the divisional game, people were saying that, of course, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time.
No.
Okay. Now, Coffee did say that he is the best quarterback of all time. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know. And then, of course, he had his line of, do NFL teams only have a roster of 1? Okay. If that is the case, Coffee, then you cannot say Barry Bonds is the greatest player of all time. Andale, toma, cabrón. You can't. It's the same team. There are 25 guys on a baseball team. There's 53 on a football team. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He has
begrudgingly so, yes.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a Brady fan where I fully admit that, folks, but the numbers speak for themselves. We're talking about sports. What are you supposed to do? Win. And Brady wins. Okay. But is there a favorite quarterback? My favorite quarterback right now is Stafford and has been for a while. I did get real excited when the Rams traded for him. I've always felt Stafford was a good quarterback. Guys, over the years, Stafford has played with the big boys. He's upset some teams, but he played on the Lions, and now he's with the Rams and he's winning. I am so happy. Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. Almighty.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 7, and he's in NFL terms, he's a senior citizen, and he's still winning football games. So I just have. I mean, And that's what matters is everyone's compared by the Super Bowl wins. Because I mean there are players that don't have Hall of Fame numbers like Joe Namath, but he got in because he won the Super Bowl. Okay, I mean there's probably other quarterbacks too, or running backs, just because they won a Super Bowl. But real quickly, President Biden took a jab at Aaron Rodgers after he lost, saying he should have been vaccinated.
Yeah.
And then I think Aaron Rodgers jammed back at him, and they had like this thing go back and forth real quick. And I'm thinking, whatever. I just thought, well, Aaron Rodgers is like everywhere, and but Aaron Rodgers, how many did he win? 2,
One.
1. Okay, see, he may get it. He's got the numbers also. Will probably get him into the Hall of Fame eventually. But Tom
Okay.
Brady. Tom Brady could. Tom Brady's probably the only player that would get an exception saying the day he retires, he's already in. I mean, it's like we might just vote him in right now. There's no use wasting any time. But that's me. And I don't know how far back you want to go because there were quarterbacks that won a lot of championships before the Super Bowl era too. I mean, it depends how far back you want to go in this 100-year history of the NFL or whatever to find quarterbacks that did a lot of winning and putting up numbers back then when there were no rules, where quarterbacks actually got obliterated on every play. Actually, but anyway, Tom Brady, I think he has to be. I mean, I don't know. Because of the Super Bowls, he's got the numbers, and he finds a way to win. Especially when that Super Bowl he played against Atlanta, when everybody thought the game was over at halftime, and he said, "Well, hold on, we're not quite done here." So, anyway, I have no problem saying Tom Brady's the greatest of all time.
And folks, let's switch it back to Aaron Rodgers. If he does retire, which I don't believe he is. If he does retire today, we'll do it in counterclockwise order: Speedy, Prodigy, and then Big Dawg and Almighty. If he retires today, is he in the Hall of Fame? Speedy. We're
Yeah,
talking about
I
Aaron
think
Rodgers.
so. I
If
think
his
so.
career ended, yeah. I mean, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's like right now. Prodigy.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, he's Super Bowl champion. He has great stats. NFL records, passing records, and yeah, without a doubt, he would be a Hall of Famer.
Big Dawg.
First ballot.
Almighty.
I think his being a dick might keep him out on first ballot. I believe he'll get in there, but the way he acts towards people and he seems to talk to reporters all right. He likes to hug them, especially if they're female, and get in trouble for it. I don't know why he would get in trouble for it. But I don't know why they would be in trouble because both those, I'm sure they both were positive. But anyway, I don't see the big deal. They're probably friends, so who cares? But he will get in, and something else is gonna. Yeah, of course he'll get it. He got a Super Bowl, and I mean that's usually if you have, and he's broke. He recently broke the Green Bay Packers passing yards, right, or touchdowns, or both, or all 4 of them. So yeah, he'll go in. And speaking of the diva thing, real quick, I think he's acting more and more like a diva because of his commercials. Because if you see them, he's trying to be an actor. That last one where he's trying to be this hipster in this nightclub or whatever, and but I think that I think he has his eye on being in the entertainment field when he retires. And who told him he could do that? I don't know.
His girlfriend.
Oh,
excuse me, his fiance. Excuse me, not girlfriend, fiance.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, that's my opinion on that part of it anyway.
Prodigy, the reason why we rip Shailene, and I personally like Shailene, but and Gridiron Girl says totally agree with Almighty in that, is we have a fondness for Olivia Munn. That's all. And when they were together, he was doing well, dude. He really was. So we've always joked about it more than anything else, other than being the sexist pigs that we normally are. But it's just, it was fun. We have a fondness for Olivia Munn. and he did. Folks, when it comes to Mr. Rogers, is there a bit? Okay, ignore the guy with Kansas City. Is there a better 2-minute guy in the NFL right now? We'll go with Almighty.
What did you say? Do we include Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah,
no, he's saying
yeah.
to exclude him.
Yeah, Mahomes. Is there a better 2-minute guy over his career? I mean, oh my God.
Well, that's over the career. I mean, Mahomes has had a short one, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's Manning.
Okay.
Doesn't he hold the record for the most? Yeah, which one? Both of them put together. No.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
I mean Cooper. So, no, Peyton and Tom Brady's had his share of pulling people out of there, you know. But I would say, you know, I say Manning's the best, but right now, but the most current one is Mahomes right now because he's been doing this for ever since the beginning, where he throws that ball between his legs and over his head, and you know, and ricochets it off his balls, and people just catch it around the field. I mean, there's just nothing this guy can't do when he throws it. It's really so. Right now, currently, if you want someone to bring you back in 43 to 30 seconds, you want Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't it 12 seconds now?
Well, yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is 12 seconds. But I'm just saying the dude, plus he has legs. I mean, you know, Peyton didn't have the legs to run downfield, but you leave a big gap for Mahomes, well, boom, he's gone. So he's got that double threat.
Okay, Super Bowl wins mean nothing. Hell, Brad Johnson and Joe Flacco have wins. Are you putting them in the Hall of Fame?
No, we're not, because their body of work doesn't have the numbers for it. What we're saying, Coffee, and you know what we're saying, you're just trying to instigate everybody as you usually do.
Yeah.
What you're doing there by putting those no names that won, actually you're tarnishing everyone else that is in the Hall of Fame that has Super Bowl wins that do belong there. Rodgers has a Super Bowl win, and that's the cherry on the top of his career. I mean, he's got tons of records.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's regular season has incredible numbers for being out there for 18, 20 years, whatever the hell it's been. And he's got 7 on top of that. But, 7 out of 10. He's been to the Super Bowl 10 times, and he's won at a 70% clip. Who can say that? That has a number of appearances, not just, I went once and I won, so I'm 100%. No, if you go a number of times to the Super Bowl, and even if you win 50% of them, you're a hell of a player.
But again, I gave the example of Joe Namath, but his numbers don't back it. But it's just because he was popular too. I mean, he was Broadway Joe, but once he won that Super Bowl, his numbers, and he didn't make. I think he made the playoffs once after that, and then he was with the Jets for a few more years until he went to become Hollywood Joe. But during that time, there's only he played in the third one, and it was a big upset against the Colts, so that's probably what helped them get in.
Yeah, I think so too. And plus,
but now that there's a bigger body of work, it might take
exactly.
But Aaron Rodgers has everybody. He's popular. Everyone, not popular, but everybody knows who he is. He's not like Joe Flacco and Brad Johnson. Everybody knows that because he's always blabbering. It's year round. He has fun, it's always running his mouth, and his progressive commercials. But I can see what Coffee's saying. I mean, they're not everyone's going to get in there because they just don't have the numbers. But usually, sometimes it just takes a Super Bowl to get somebody into pending.
Look, winning the Super Bowl means exactly what it does. You've won the Super Bowl. Okay, you're a winner. That's what it's about. So I want to talk about. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to go with Speedy, then Prodigy, Big Dog, and Almighty. Do the overtime rules need to be changed? Everyone is crying about this. From time immemorial, it's been sudden death. Coffee or Almighty mentioned it a little earlier that, yes, they adjusted the rules because of the Green Bay quarterback. Brett Favre did not have a chance. So they said, okay, if you score a field goal, you still get one more possession. That's the only thing that's changed. It's still sudden death in the NFL. Should the rules be tweaked again? It was talked about play college. Speedy, go ahead. Then Prodigy, please.
I think they're fine the way they are. Just leave the rules alone. I don't think it needs to be tweaked. I don't think it needs to be anything. The only thing I think needs to happen is I think they need more security and more police because of the whole Stephen Diggs tackle on Sunday night. We'll talk about that in a minute too.
Oh, okay.
Because we now know the name of the fan who ran onto the field.
Okay, fair enough. Prodigy, it's sudden death unless you score a field goal on your first drive.
I would say keep them as is, but instead of ending the game and as in a draw, use the kickers. Start them off like at 40-yard line. They make it cool. Move them on another 10 yards. Just leave it up to the kickers. Each time, each round, pretty much move them 10 yards. First kicker to miss and one kicker to make it. Done. Game over.
Yeah, that's good. I should do that too.
So that way it will make it seem like it's all about, the team. If you want to make it all about the teams, involve the kickers more. Because the kickers, if anything, it's one of the hardest positions in football, other than quarterback.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Go ahead, Big Dog.
I think the rules are fine the way they are with the field goal, and then the other team gets a chance unless it's a touchdown. If anything, if you're going to tweak anything and everybody's bitching about it enough and the NFL's starting to think about it, then just go the entire however long the extra overtime quarter is. Go the entire quarter. So if one team scores 3 touchdowns in that quarter, the other team only scores 2. Most points wins in that quarter. Just go back and forth till the quarter's over.
Yeah,
of course that's gonna extend the game a lot, but you only go with the one overtime. There's no double or triple overtime. Just the one overtime.
And overtime's 10 minutes, right?
I thought it was the same as a regular quarter. I thought it was 15. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
Okay.
If anything, if you're going to do in overtime, maybe cut it to 10 minutes and say, okay, 10 minutes, whoever, has
the 10
score
minutes.
at the end. Yeah. Whoever has the most points at the end of the overtime takes it.
Okay. Thank you, Speedy. All right, fair enough. Almighty, should the overtime rules be tweaked, changed, kept? How?
I think what I was getting the gist from Big Dog coming like that, he wants them to play the full 10 minutes.
No, I was saying if there's a change to be made, to me that's the change to make. Don't say, okay, both teams get to score a touchdown and then we go from there. Just if you're going to tweak it to say, okay, everybody plays the entire 10 minutes. Whoever scores the most, whoever has the lead.
I got you. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
When I left that, they should just play the 10 minutes, and that way, because they usually get down to 3 minutes anyway. So I mean, what's another?
Yeah.
And if they're still tied, well, then they have a shootout like in hockey.
Yeah,
where there's a player in the end zone and the kicker tries to get the ball by him, and if it go, I'm just kidding.
Well, Prodigy was saying that they should kick field goals. Would get the kickers out there if they're tied, and then
keep
start
moving and keep moving back every 10
until
yards.
someone misses. Yep.
Oh wait,
yeah,
no, wait.
but then that also puts you in a position like, well, if the kicker wins the toss, he's going to go back further. The second guy's going to go back further unless they kick from the same.
Well, no. In other words, if they're going to do that, they both start like say at the 30-yard line, and then they kick it, and they move back to the 40.
No, they start at the 40 or 50 because they 31. They can make a 30. I mean,
how many times have we seen them miss the extra point?
Well, yeah.
But how is it that you suggested it, Prodigy?
What?
Go ahead.
How did you suggest the kicking?
I suggested the kicking, starting at like I said, after both teams whatever draw, right? and then sort of like an NHL shootout. Okay, now you bring the kickers out. It's gonna be no pressure, no nothing. Just have the someone hold the ball for the kicker, and then start it like at the 40. All right, next team goes, makes it. Then you push it 10 yards, and so on and so forth. Second round, third round,
Okay,
until
push it 10 which way?
back.
Back. You're not
Okay,
going to go
all
to
right.
closer.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know because
Yeah.
I
And it
thought
would make
Prodigy
it
said
would make
start
it
early.
exciting too. The fans would love that. You know what I mean? Like
I don't want to disagree with him because I don't know him, but
No, he's a good guy, dude. He is.
no. Yeah, it's fine. A lot they won't agree on it. A lot of people want to go for let's just keep going for 10 minutes and score and this and that. But the thing is, the NFL will not go for that because that will cause more injuries in the field.
But I guess my thing is that most of these games already go into 5 minutes before it's decided. If they don't score a touchdown the first time out, like Mahomes. But I still think, regardless, that the other team should have a chance with the ball, touchdown or not, so that because of like Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Cincinnati, all he's got to do is get that ball to Case Burrows, and it's all over, And I think there should be a way where both teams touch the ball regardless, so that.
Okay. You see, for me, it's always
we're under attack.
Air warning red, folks. Anyway, that'll be over in just a moment. I've always believed that the sudden death rule was good. I didn't like the adjustment to the field goal. I just thought they should, look, there's defense, folks. I mean, that's the thing. Yes, you're stuck on defense, but come on. I mean, that's just the way the coin goes. But I don't see the NFL making any changes right now, but I think there's some good ideas out there. The rules committee they're not going to do it right now, folks. Come on. If the NFL does it right now, do you realize that they're going to cry about everything, expecting the NFL to make these changes? Nothing's going to happen anytime soon.
Maybe eliminate field goals in overtime. Force them to score touchdowns. Like even if the one team scores a touchdown first, the other team gets a chance. That way, we don't have to screw. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer. I mean, I still like the college way they do it, where they just keep, at the 20 and keep trying to get it in. I know that can go on forever too if you got the right players. But there has to be a way where each team has a fair advantage in overtime. And I get what you're saying. They're not going to change it anyway, not for a while. And they still got to find out a better way to go for it, to get an onside kick thing instead of, because no one hardly gets it anymore. So I kind of like the 4th and 15, where if you want to keep the ball, but then they give you 4th and 15, and if you make it, well, then you get the ball. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that the NFL can do, but I think they're just too old to make a change.
I'll tell you this: the NFL,
they're old.
The real problem with the NFL is understanding what a catch is. When the fans don't know what a catch is, that sucks, man.
No.
You have issues in the NFL. Big dog.
I'll tell you what the real problem in the NFL is. There's only one major problem, and his name is Roger Goodell.
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Goodell?
Yep.
Yeah.
But luckily, I mean, the thing is, luckily, he stays out of limelight anymore. I mean, we don't have him.
Oh, wait. Give him a moment.
Well, but he's not as bad as he used to be.
That is true.
I mean, every time something happened, he'd be running his mouth like people want to listen to what he wants to say, and nobody. That's why he still gets booed. I'm glad that he's playing along with it during the draft. Like, he doesn't get pissed off. He just plays along with it, even though he's being a good sport about being booed at the draft or wherever else he goes. But yeah, that could be but it's also the owners, because they hardly want to move anything unless the fans want it done. I mean, how many times, it took them a long time to try to find a catch, especially when they were catching it. Like right now, you can no longer, you can't get, if you're pushed out of bounds, you can't. It's not a catch anymore. I mean, usually, if the ref thought you were going to catch the ball inbounds and you were pushed, they counted it as a reception. That's no longer the case, and I don't mind that. But anyway, there's just some rules they need to address, and I just I agree with you guys that overtime is one of them.
Yeah, because it's like what Coffee said in the chat room. He said shootouts in hockey are kind of dumb because you have to play till you win, because how does this involve the entire team? And then Aisha said, well, it's not right. It's a football match. You need the entire team on the field in order to win. And, well, that's true too, Aisha, because I myself have played soccer, and sometimes I would be the goalie, other times I would be actually on the field knocking my other friends over to take the ball so I can score the goal in soccer, but I can't do it by myself. I need everybody to back me up and go, hey, knock him down, and I'll just run up the middle and make the goal.
Well, I think if that's the case, if they were going to do Prodigy's kicking thing, they could still have the whole special teams out there applying pressure to the kicker, because maybe they can block one and the game over.
Yeah.
Well, and like what Scorekeeper said too, because this is where the NFL has failed, because we've seen, in fact, in recent weeks, where a play gets thought up by the quarterback and the team itself, and then a player catches it, but then we're waiting 5 or 10 minutes for the analysts to figure it out, and they're like, well, they get it correctly, but the officials on the field are like, what's going on here? Is this a catch, or what do we rule this as? And the referees themselves don't even know, which is why we're constantly being thrown to the original referee expert that's always in the booth now. He's like, no, the referees need to change this. This is not the right call. And he's making all the right calls, but he doesn't want to be on the field anymore. That's why he's up in the booth with the guys.
Well, maybe they should just talk to him and leave New York out of it, since the guy in the booth is right. Just say, okay, so when Collinsworth asked that guy, well, what's the call? He makes the call, but it stands on the field too, and that would be faster, because it seems like he can make that call just like that. He doesn't take 5 minutes going, well, I can't see it, I don't know, but he can usually make that call right away, and he's usually right, like Speedy says.
Well, because he's the former head of officiating, but he doesn't want to be in that role anymore. That's why he's.
But he is. But he still is. He's still in the field. He's still making the call. It may not count, but he's still in the role.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Speedy, are you for or against replay?
I'm for the replay when they get it right, because, like I said, when they made that call on Sunday, when they made the call on Sunday, they said, well, this is a fumble. But then, like I said, he goes up in the booth and they went straight to him. They go, let's go to our former senior head of officiating here. Is this the right call? And he said, no. He's down by contact because he was tackled, because then the Almighty mentioned they don't do that anymore, because in 2003 they changed that rule, and that's why they're like, that's why you see all the analysts and all the every time a game is live, they're like, we have to count 4 times. Are his feet out of bounds? And they actually go through the protection of counting how many times the replay is going from so many different camera angles, and even with the officials see in front of them, they're like, no, he's not out of bounds, it's not a touchdown. And it's like, what game are you watching? Come on.
It's obvious that the fans sometimes have better views than
So are
the NFL.
are you for instant replay or not? You can't
Yeah,
say
he is.
I'm for it only when they're right. In a whole, are you for it or against it?
Well, I'm against it when the player runs untouched into the end zone.
Right.
I mean, what are we looking at? The guy, there's nobody around him. He had this big hole. What are you looking for, to see if he tripped or before he got there?
every play is reviewed.
I know, but
Well,
it's,
every
it's
touchdown
like,
is reviewed.
But there should be an exception, like when it's obvious.
Yeah.
That's an obvious
Okay.
touchdown when there's nobody around the dude.
And
But
to answer your question, Big Dog, I am for the replay because we've also seen the reason why the replay needs to be kept in, and I love it, is because we've seen it, especially when it comes to my team and other teams I like out there, where they go holding number
I'm a
78.
Raider fan.
They've done this for it's not just the Raiders, it's almost every other team because the referees are playing favorites where they go holding number 78.
That is a loaded statement to say that referees are playing favorites. That is a loaded statement.
Okay,
You better be
Raider
careful with
fan.
that one.
Okay.
I know, but this is where I'm going with this. Where they always do this, they make a call, and it's like, well, number 78, like what happened with Sean Payton when the season was going on with his team. He goes, hey, number 78 is actually on the sideline. What are you talking about, ref? Do you see a number 78 on the field?
Okay, so the ref gets the number wrong, but the call is right.
Okay, yeah.
So what's the problem?
They've always got the number wrong, and
I know that's not a big thing.
That number's not even on the field half the time. But
yeah,
but the announcers tell you who it is.
Well,
no, it wasn't number 78; it was number 58 because the refs are keeping anyway. However, when you're talking about playing favorites, you've got to be careful, like because Tom Brady was saying the same thing. Next thing you know, he's getting that first like penalty, even though he got a busted lip. So you don't want to brag about it. If that's happening, you don't go around bragging it because then the refs have to go in and defend themselves.
Okay, well we're gonna follow up with that one in a moment. Prodigy, are you for or against?
I'm for it. I mean, the game's always had replays for a good while. I mean, yeah, they're not perfect, and the referees, everyone makes mistakes, but this is in every sport, just not in football. But I mean, eventually they get it right, and then when they do, then then it should be fine.
And if there weren't bad calls, what would we talk about on Monday?
Exactly.
All right, exactly. Big Dog, yeah, he knows how I feel about instant replay, and actually, Coffee and I agree on that one. It's a human sport, but go ahead, Big Dog. Your opinion on replay. You're for or against it?
I'm for it.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes. I mean, the mistakes are going to be made whether you have instant replay or you don't have instant replay. You're going to have mistakes made, and pretty much 50% of the whoever's watching is going to be against you because it goes against their team.
Forgive me, Big Dog. I need to stop. Aisha, I want to thank you for spending time with us. We know it's late in the evening over there next to Stonehenge, and we hope you're doing well. Hope your mom is well as well.
Say hi to your mom from Sports Talk.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you next week. And Big Dog, you're obligatory.
Have a good week there, Aisha. And say hi to the Queen for me.
Yeah, make sure you give the Queen a high five.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, Prodigy, she is from the United Kingdom.
Her birthday is coming up, so the high five and the slap on the ass. Like that. She's 93. She probably hasn't had it happen for a while.
Yeah, but don't do it to Prince Andrew. He'll get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I want I want a trial by jury.
Is he still Prince Andrew, or is he just Andrew now?
Well, he's still Prince Andrew. Yeah, but we'll see for how long.
But he has no power.
I don't think he ever did before. He just.
But I'm just saying, all his titles have been taken away, and the Prince and the Queen has just said no, and he's not getting any more money to help him with his legal bills. So I don't know what's going on with that. But
Mama's going to help him, just like Mama helped Charles.
But I thought she said that. Well, he's not getting any more money from the
patronages. Yes,
yeah,
as a matter of fact, the last patronage that he had was handed over to William's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she's going to score on that one. But fair enough, folks. I want to direct it back. Speedy, I want to answer you on your comment about ref favoritism. When it comes to the refs in the NFL, I have never had that impression. Actually, I respect the refs in the NFL. I respect most baseball umpires. because I think they get it right most of the time. Basketball, I just think there's not enough refs on the court for basketball. That's just my opinion. In hockey, I've never had reason to question a ref. I've never felt that refs favored, and in the NFL, I haven't seen it. And I want to know what everyone else feels. I'm not being a dick to you, Speedy. It's just I heard you say the favoritism. Dude, I don't see it. Prodigy. What is your opinion on the officiating?
Uh, it's tough. I mean, these refs have been doing their type of job well for like many years, and some might be officiating in the NFL for a long time. Yeah, a lot of people might see it as a favoritism of players. Yeah, it's the same thing. It could go either way. It's the same thing like in other sports, like in the NBA. All the veteran players, right? They get along very well with the referees, but the referees keep friendship and business separate, no matter what. I think it will be the same thing in the NFL because if they make one mistake or anything, I think they're more harsher. They're more like strict on the referees in the NFL.
Yeah. With the Major League Baseball umpires are rated. I still don't understand how Angel
Exactly.
Hernandez is, if there's a bad umpire, there's a bad umpire. Everyone knows it. But anyway.
Everyone knows it. There's always
Yeah.
bad umpires in every sport. Like same thing in hockey, and it's like every other sport. It's the same thing. It's like
Now, bad umpire is a bad umpire or even a bad ref. That's different than, and I'm sorry, I'm going after you on Speedy. I don't believe they play favorites. And maybe I'm naive, but I didn't get that out of Prodigy either. I believe they do their best at making the calls. Are there questionable calls? Yeah. But it's based on the play. I've never really seen favoritism. Though I did tell Big Dog that when I went up to Sacramento, you could always tell the Laker fans and the Northern California fans because all of the representatives had on their doors the NBA Dream Team, Kobe, Shaq, and the three refs. I thought that was funny because everyone was saying the Lakers were getting the calls in that run, and even Big Dog thought it was funny. I didn't think they were getting it, but again, I may be naive. I don't see it. Big Dog, have you detected favoritism?
No, I mean the refs have the hardest job in the world because
Okay.
they're always the evil ones, no matter where they go. They never have a home game, so to speak. And they do
No,
their
they
best.
don't.
Do they make mistakes? Yes, but as far as favoritism, no. In the NBA, I could see the only way I could say that there's favoritism in the NBA is if you're a veteran versus a rookie, not per se per player, but if you have time in and there's this young buck that's only a year or two in, the veteran will get the call over the, like charge or block or the tiki tack foul. The vet will usually get the call over the rookie, kind of as a, you don't have enough time in, kid. You gotta, even though it's not right, that's about the only type of favoritism I've ever really seen is in the NBA that way, and I'm pretty sure baseball might do the same way.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Prodigy and I can go back and forth, right?
But as
Vets
far
get that call on the outside.
yeah, but as far as
yeah.
a certain team being favored or a certain
Raiders.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see the Raiders have been
I'm
known
a Raider
for
fan.
decades, and I'm a Raider fan decades.
Yeah.
From the early '80s, late '70s, they've always had penalties. That is we talk about the Raider Nation. What's the main thing? Oh, we rack up those damn penalties like they're candy, and they've been good the last couple of years, but that's what they're known for. And once you get known for it, you get looked at differently. Look at Draymond Green in the NBA. Draymond Green will get a technical call on him,
for breathing
so fast, and other players can go on and yell at the refs, and the refs just like, okay, like the time scorekeeper cussed out the umpire and didn't get thrown out. Why? Because he doesn't usually do that. But
Yeah,
you know,
you guys know the
if
story.
you're
I
known,
think Imp was just shocked that I actually spoke in
if
the
you're known
game.
for, if your team is known for racking up penalties, that's what they're going to look for. I don't think it's favoritism. It's just stupidity on your part that you keep doing the same damn holding call or face mask or whatever passing whatever it is. You're known for it. That's what
Yeah,
they're going to keep calling.
it's part of your reputation, and
Yeah,
even if
exactly.
even if the culture does change, they will still hold that past against you.
Yep.
Yeah, Almighty. What's your opinion? Because by the way, Almighty, you are surrounded by Raider fans. This is the first time it's been a major Raider. This is Raider Nation today.
Yeah, and plus being the only white guy. So I gotta.
But you're the best looking though, so it's all right.
I think Prodigy did not hear that one moment when he's just,
What?
we're all Raiders, but you're the only white guy.
Yeah, I am.
That was funny.
I'm the
All
minority for once. I'm a Raider. I like the Raiders, and I like the fact in the 70s they were every year. It seemed like they brought about new rules because of stuff they would get.
Yeah.
They would do. I mean, the Holy Roller, smacking helmets, and whatever they did. So I liked the Raiders back then. They were They were like the Detroit. Come on, Detroit, the basketball
Lions?
team.
Oh, the Pistons.
Yeah, the bad boys. But every year they'd have rules, and I liked it because, and plus I liked the fact that Al Davis didn't care who. I mean, he just got players. He didn't care about the reputation. To him, that was probably the best selling point. Was you're a badass. You get here, knock some heads, and we win. And that's he said like he said, just win, baby. And that's that. So I'm not against the Raiders. I'm kind of a fan. So I'm not. I like that aspect of them. I mean, it's too bad that they're on their way. I think they just. I don't know what they need. I don't know if they need a new coach. I mean, plus there's rumors that they might get rid of David Carr if they don't keep the interim coach right now, whatever. But there's a lot of rumors going about, and I don't pay attention to them this year because it's just a bunch of people trying to write some clickbait.
Yeah, but Carr still has one more year, I believe.
Yeah, but he still has. Oh, and they're also talking about Kirk Cousins for Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I don't know I don't know where that came from. I don't
either.
And it's like, what are you talking about? So, like I said, I don't pay attention. I just see the headline like in my feed, but I don't read it because I know it's too early to do anything. And as far as I know, the GM at the Browns are going to keep Baker. But I know that, and the Cowboys are going to keep their coach. It seems like. I mean, that's been kind of confirmed. But anyway, I'm off track. But look at what. Okay, but I don't know if the refs play favorites, but they might not be as hard on some players because they know them. I mean, I bet you Brady does get away with a few things, just like Brett Favre did, but nothing serious. And usually, if a ref makes a bad call, they'll usually they'll try to even it out later on and make a call against another team to try to even out because they know they made a mistake and at least they try to, you know what I mean, to even that out.
Chick Hearn back in the day had a saying for that. He called that the mascara. Because it was a makeup call.
Yeah. It sounds good to me. It sounds good to me, but to me, that's like, okay, that's at least, in their own way, they admit they make a mistake, but in a way they don't admit it. But at least the other team. But I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, I think Tom Brady brought that shellacking on himself when he was bragging about the refs not giving him leeway. And I don't think the refs like being outed on that. So I think that's why he got the penalty, even though he was bleeding, just to teach him a lesson. Like, hey, you need to shut up a little bit because, everybody thinks that anyway. That Brady.
Almighty, you're right, man. That is so stupid. Oh, saying that about the refs. Dude, every ref has just zeroed in on you.
Yeah, because they don't. because that looks bad on them. Say, wait a minute, we can't be known for favoring players because then we're going to get looked at and it might hurt us later. But anyway, I'm just saying that's why they probably yelled at him for that roughing player, because Brady's never really called for that. I mean, but I think they wanted to put him in his place, and that's my opinion, right or wrong.
Scorekeeper, you did say earlier that you respect the refs. What's your opinion on wrestling referees because of the shows that me, you, and Big Dog have been on?
Who are you talking to?
Okay, hold on, Miss Speedy. Are you telling me that there were refs at the event?
No, I'm asking you live on the air. You said you respect the refs. I'm asking you, what about wrestling referees with the shows me, you, and Big Dog have been to?
Well, like I said, there were refs at the events. I didn't see any. That's my answer to you. But look, dude, it's entertainment. I get it why you guys like wrestling, but hey, it's okay. I'm all right with that. I do respect the refs. I saw this one image that's going around Facebook right now. I don't know if you guys, it's a meme or something, but this girl, I guess it's an MMA event. She really kicks the other girl, and you could hear the kick, and it focuses on the ref. She kicks her, and it just immediately, and you could see the ref was like, "Oh shit!" He mouths the word. It was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Oh, we're done. Oh my god! It was something where the kick was so good, even you had the ref saying, "Oh shit, that was good." And I think she knocked the other girl out, or really knocked her stupid.
Was it the Karate Kid kick? The one on the crane? Is that what it was?
No. Yeah, I don't think so. But all right, folks. We're really doing very well. It's 8:26 a.m. Pacific time. I do want to remind everyone that the professionals will be on for the third month in a row on February 7th at 6 p.m., so you gentlemen have an invite to be there, where we pick 3 topics and we really hit those topics real hard. So if you guys are interested, and for the audience as well, the professionals will be on February 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
I was going to ask you if I can get an invite.
I'll make sure to send the invite, definitely.
Was there something going on last night? Because I got an email from you last night about doing a show last night, and I waited here for a while. It says I'm at the host can see me. I'm live, but
no, you were sent an invite for today's program. I wanted to make sure everyone got the invite, so because I hadn't posted it in the thing, so I emailed everyone saying that the link. You could have clicked on the link, and it would have taken you to the 6 a.m. episode. But it's okay, Speedy.
Right?
It's all good.
It's all good.
If you guys want to do something this Monday after the conference championships, let me know. I'm already doing a Monday Night in America episode, so if you guys want to do something at 6 p.m., we can. But anyway.
When are you doing that? On Monday? Or February? When's that going to be on?
Monday Night America is on Monday. But the professionals...
No shit!
I know.
What date?
The professionals will be February 7th, that Monday at 6 p.m. And what I do is I always move Monday Night America back on those nights. So the professionals...
I got to put up with all the time with
I just said the professionals.
I know.
February 7th, Monday night.
Okay. Well, time out in the end zone. So, okay. I was getting the shows wrong. But you're doing a Monday night this Monday, right?
Yes.
Like, I want to join that one too if possible.
Yes, 7 p.m. You guys are more than welcome, yeah.
That's 7 p.m. Pacific, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. So it's about 3 o'clock here. Or 4 o'clock. But anyway, I know I
no, it's 10.
Huh?
It's 10 p.m. your
10.
time.
Yeah.
You said 3 or 4.
I know. I think I live in Hawaii for a minute.
Good for you.
That would be nice.
So anyway, gosh damn it. I wish those Germans would leave us alone. But anyway, go move on. I mean, I'd like you to invite to both those shows.
Okay, yes, of course. So everyone here, you
I'm
obviously
sorry about that, Raj.
No, don't worry about it.
Ouch. Fuck, earthquake. But anyway.
I saw the whole game a shake.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we did have an earthquake the other day.
Oh wow.
In Lake
What,
Erie.
Ohio?
It
A
was, yeah, it was
1.0?
2.5. And it was
Dude,
under the
Scared.
and it was
Must,
under the lake.
that probably scared the entire state of Ohio too.
Well, I don't think the whole state felt it. I think just Northeast Ohio felt it. I know it was like it was like I'm just saying we've had several over the last month. I mean, which is
2.5.
unusual. I mean,
though.
they're not
Roger
not huge.
Roger farts more than that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying we don't get
well,
a
I
lot
was
of
going to
earthquakes.
credit Prodigy. I mean, shit, at night, they're doing a 3.0 or 4.0, man.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just saying they're not big, but they're more common than usual. We don't, we
You
don't
guys
get them.
never get earthquakes over
But but anyway, but they said it was a 2.5, which is hardly, you can't barely feel it, but still, I'm just saying there's been quite a few.
2.5, that's one of my bigger coworkers falling down. Come on.
Yeah,
you should
Hey,
email Al
I
Gore
get that.
about climate change about that.
I should.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it, but it's
But,
okay. We're
but
going
it
to
was
move on.
under the
folks.
lake, so maybe there might be a big split, and the lake will just drain into this big old hole.
Well, there is some geology in that, but
And flood all the salt caves.
Well, we've had that happen. I mean, we always get earthquakes here, especially in 2015 when I'm here at home doing my at-home recovery from surgery, and my whole apartment shook, and it was like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when I text Scorekeeper. I text him. I said, "Did you feel that down there in SoCal?" And a few minutes later, he texts back, "No, there was no earthquake down here at all." I'm like, ah.
Yeah, it was big for you.
It's just me.
By the way, folks, I do want to give a quick shout out. Today's birthday is Dean Rogers, Daniel Campbell, and Carlos Pedraza. Happy birthday, guys. I appreciate they're in my Facebook universe. Happy birthday to them today. I hadn't done a birthday in a little while, but we're good. It's 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Big Dog, I don't know if you want to get to any basketball news or if anyone wants to get to a story right now. Let's hear it. What do you guys want to talk about? Okay.
Did you want to talk about okay the how the voting went for Hall of Fame? Did you have that?
I did not. We can talk about that in a moment. Almighty, what were you going to suggest?
Okay. There are a group of people that want the NFL to change the Super Bowl logo.
We talked about this last week.
Oh, wait, I heard about that.
Did we?
No, we talked. That was never mind. That was something else.
Yeah. We did not talk about that.
I think I was here last week and I don't remember it. But then again, that could just
because didn't they say it looks like the outline of a murder scene or something or other?
Well, they say it looks no, the fire part on the top. It looks like it's on fire. And they were talking about how that might remind them of whatever. But when I first saw that, I thought they were talking about, they have the L and whatever the other Roman numerals are, and they have that football trophy.
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about that looking like a penis. That big football. I mean, the thing sticks up, and then you got this football looking like the head of a penis. So I thought that was the issue, not the fire. What looked like fire on that logo. I think and then it's supposed to be like the trees or something. I don't remember. But see, I thought it was the logo. I mean, the Super Bowl trophy because of how it sticks out.
Okay,
that's just me.
That's the logo right there for
this. That's the one they're using, but they're talking about changing it.
They want to have. I don't think they are because it's too soon, but they wanted to change it because it reminded them of like fire or a forest fire, and I think it was supposed to be like something about trees or a sunset or something.
Oh, yes. In the L, the V, and the I, you can see trees, and it's like starting off yellow and going to red.
Yeah. That was the complaint. But like I said, I thought it was a trophy because I thought they thought it looked like a penis. But that's just my point of view, the way my mind works.
So here's this is from Fox Channel 11 News. They had or Fox 711 Los Angeles. It says here that hold on, there it is. that the logo. God damn it! I had it. Hold on. Never mind. It's switching on me.
Here it is again.
Here it is.
That's the
It's a
logo.
simple logo and very LA, featuring the Roman numerals with the shadows of palm trees at sunset inside. But
Yeah.
some who have been watching the NFL playoff coverage this year have noticed that under the right light, the logos look much more ominous. So it's the whole fire season type thing, and kind of as I looked up right away and saw it on the screen here, I can see how the orange and yellows look like flames.
Yeah,
So
it does.
I mean, it is a pretty weak logo, but still, it's too. I don't think they're going to have change it in 2 weeks when everything's already made up.
Oh, yeah,
all the
no, it's
shirts
already said and
mode.
done.
Yeah, they're not going to
Yeah.
do much about it. But they're always going to complain about something anyway. Even if you change the color, they'll, oh, now it looks like it's algae and it's attacking people. Who cares? But anyway, that was fun. I don't know. I just saw it and thought it would just be a humorous story to go over. So that was just me. And I just real quick, I don't want to hog it all up, but this is funnier ever because for some reason, Johnny Manziel had a strong 7-word statement about Bengals Joe Burrow after playoff win. Why are we talking about Joe Manziel? Why does he get space? What were the 7 words that he was talking about? They were all cuss words.
Yeah, you mean Johnny Football?
Yeah,
done.
but
I mean, why are we
yeah, yeah.
giving him attention? Yes.
In my eyes, the motherfucking goat. Oh, John Burrows is the motherfucking goat. He has goat emojis. But I keep thinking, wait a minute, who gives a fuck? I mean, I'm sorry about the language, guys. But when's the last time we've heard from this guy? I mean, I thought it's like his words have credibility. It's like, no.
Like I said, Twitter is fake. And they're commenting on Twitter, and people give time to all these people on Twitter. It's fake, folks. I mean,
I
who cares?
I know, but who said they're going, oh, it's Johnny Manziel. He knows everything. Who cares? And it's just funny. To me, it's another funny, humorous, stupid thing that someone found. So I think that's all I have to interrupt you guys with until I find something else. Then I can interrupt you again.
No, you're okay. We actually almost had Prodigy twice because of the internet connection. It would have been cool. We would have had 2 Prodigies.
Cool. Twins. We would have had twins.
No, I switched it to my iPad for my phone.
No,
Because I'm sure the women would like to have 2 prodigies. Be a dream come true for all those women out there.
Hey, it works. It works. So I apologize. Didn't want to embarrass you there.
I'm sorry. I can be a little dirty there, Prodigy. I know I don't know you, so I don't want to offend you.
He's family.
Not yet, anyway. If you're on a couple more times, so then I'll be an equal opportunity offender.
Well, we'll see about that. I mean, Prodigy is very busy, and he has committed to doing something in the past, and it was Scorekeeper's mess up. So who knows? He may be joining us a little more often, and we'll see. There's going to be lots to talk about. Very quickly, I do have an update in Major League Baseball, and I do want to thank Andre for this. Apparently, when the Major League Baseball Players Association did respond on Monday, they have been talking. So it's not over. They're still talking. I heard as of Wednesday they still were. It looks like there's not progress. There's serious progress. It's like they decided, okay, the bullshit. So the dick propositions have been moved aside.
Okay.
And they're talking, and that's a good thing because there's still time. It's going to suck for free agency, but folks, we are still looking at February 14th when pitchers and catchers have to report. So for them to be talking right now and this week and next week, hey, they got to get it done. So as long as they get it done before the 14th.
2 weeks then, Raj?
Well, what's going to happen is if we follow that schedule, February 14th, pitchers and catchers report. And then the next week, which is the holiday, you have the players report. And then you have March, which is spring training. And March 31st, that's opening day. So
Hopefully.
we're okay. Yes, hopefully. Keep talking, boys. Get it
All
done.
right. But I'm just saying that they had 2 weeks for the catchers to report.
To report, yeah.
February 4th. Yeah. As of Monday,
Mhm.
2 weeks. So
All right.
it's good they're talking.
Well, I hope to get it done because I don't think they could afford a shutdown of any kind. I think the fans are just like, please screw it again, like they did in the 90s. So,
Yeah, we talked about that. In 94, baseball took a dive until 1998. We know what happened.
yeah.
McGuire Sosa. But that's another story from the day. Big Dog, give us the numbers, please, for the balloting.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go two types of balloting first. Real quick, the NBA announced their All-Star starters. The voting was in. So for the Eastern Conference, the captain is Kevin Durant. It's his 12th selection. At forward, it's going to be Greek Freak, Giannis. It is his 6th selection. Center will be Joel Embiid. It's his 5th selection. DeMar DeRozan from the Bulls got in. That is his 5th selection. And Trae Young got his 2nd selection to the All-Star game. Those are the 5 starters in the East. On the West, leading the way was LeBron James, who I believe was the biggest vote getter. His 18th selection. Then is Nikolai Jokic of the Nuggets, his 4th selection. Andrew Wiggins of the Warriors, his 1st selection. That was the big surprise from everyone. Of course, Steph got in. Steph Curry from the Warriors, his 8th selection. And John Morant, who's been wowing everybody this year, and he is on the fringe of the MVP talk already. This first half of the season, it is his 1st selection. So those will be the starters, and of course they'll have the ESPN show where both captains get to pick the team of everyone else that's selected for the All-Star game. But as far as the Hall of Fame voting went, David Ortiz, of course, was the lone participant this year. He got 77.9% of the vote. Second place was Barry Bonds, but with only 66% of the vote. Then it was Clemens at 65.2%. And then it was a lot of the others. Scott Rowland was 63.2%. Schilling was 58.6%. Let me go down the line here. Andrew Jones was 41.1%. Gary Sheffield, 40.6%. Jeff Kent got 32.7%. Manny Ramirez got 28.9%. Omar Vizcael got 23.9%. Sammy Sosa got 18.5%. Andy Pettit got 10.7%. Bobby Abreu got 8.6%. Torrey Hunter, Scorekeeper's favorite person, got 5.3%.
And would have been a lot better had he gotten 4.3%.
Tim Lincolnson, 2.3%. Ryan Howard got 2%. Mark Teixeira only got 1.5%. Prince Fielder got 0.5% of the vote. AJ Perninsky got 0.5%. And Carl Crawford and Jack Peavy got no votes whatsoever, so 0%. And I believe, Scorekeeper, anybody 5% or under gets taken off the list, correct?
Sha-na-na-na.
Yep.
Hey, hey.
So Peavy, Crawford, Perninsky, Prince Fielder, Jonathan Papelbaum, Justin Moreau, Mark Teixeira, Ryan Howard, Lincecum, damn, a ton of people, and Joe Natham. Those all got under 5% of the vote. The one that just barely made it was Torrey Hunter at 5.3%. But that was the voting done by everyone.
Okay. Appreciate that, Big Dog. Almighty.
Okay. No, I was going to say, who made the comment that baseball was boring?
Oh, that had to be Coffee.
Yeah, that was Coffee.
All right, that's cool. Oh, yeah.
Tony says Joel Embiid, his guy.
But I guess I can see, well, Well, to me, since I understand the nuances of baseball and some of the strategy that goes on during the game, I don't find it boring because you can kind of follow along with what the manager's thinking about and stuff like that. But I get it. It can be boring because they do last forever. And I just don't, and them trying to speed up a game should be stopped.
It's simple. You want to speed up the game, you go back to what it used to be. 10 pitchers on a roster. That's
Yeah.
it. You'll speed
Yeah,
up the game.
Because,
When you
because how
have
many,
18 pitchers on a roster now, it's like,
there's
come
too
on.
many, there's too many relievers. I mean, back in the day, these guys pitched 9 innings. They went the whole game most of the time, right, Raj? I mean, in the 50s, 60s, whatever.
Even
You
well
know,
into the 80s.
Yeah, and you would
But
see him
we
pitching.
can thank Scott Boras for that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, these guys would, you might have the closer come in and 8 and finish it off. But now okay, it's the 6th inning. Now we have the mid guy, and then the 8th inning we have somebody else, and then in the 9th we have a pitcher for each batter. So I know what you mean. There's too many pitchers or too many cooks in the kitchen, as they would say. Right, Roger?
Scorekeeper.
Do you agree with that?
I would acquiesce.
I mean, I know you're the big baseball guy. I mean, I just know that, and I'm a baseball guy too, and I just think there's too many, because you have to wait for these guys to warm up and blah blah blah. But anyway, it's just that's part of the game is especially if it's a close game and they're trying to figure out who goes in next to pitch or who's the next batter and where do you switch where do you move your outfielders or do you have your infielders come in and go out? But anyway, that's just me. But I can see why it's boring to some people.
You should have a maximum of 12 pitchers on the staff. I understand how it's changed, but maximum of 12. When you have 18 pitchers on the staff, it's ridiculous. Big Dog.
Just from the comments, Joe Nathan, can you look him up since you are the guru of baseball? Do you feel he is a Hall of Famer?
I am willing to agree with the writers on this one.
Scorekeeper, I'm sorry, Coffee is saying, by any metric that you go by, he's an absolute Hall of Famer. So I want to get it from the guru who loves these numbers. And are they Hall of Fame worthy numbers?
Okay, boys, check this out. All right, here we go. Joe Nathan. All right. His ERA was 2.87. He had 64 wins and 34 losses. For a reliever, that's good. Saves, he had 377, and his whip was, as I say, below 1.2. It was a 1.12. In 923 innings, he struck out 976. So, in my opinion, the numbers are good. I would say the ERA is better than good because he's a reliever. His ERA should be closer to or even less than that. So when you look at a 2.87 ERA for a starter, that's good. It really is. So you're looking at a reliever who throws fewer innings. I would just say that the numbers are okay. The number of saves, the guy was a good closer. Is he a Hall of Famer? Well, yeah, I guess.
I guess. There it is.
Look, his winning percentage was .653. As I said, he had a 2.87 ERA. He pitched in 787 games. He finished 587. His saves were 377. I wonder what the number of blown saves is. That's the one I don't have at the moment. But when you look at strikeout to walk ratio, it was definitely 2-1. You see, now that's interesting, Joe, because I'm not looking at his morality on this one. Or Tony, I'm not. I'm judging him on his statistics, and his whip is good. It's 1.12. Hits per 9 innings, 6.7. See, now that is good. All right. His walk to strikeout ratio is 2.84. That's when I said he was 2-1. It was almost 3-1. So That's not bad. It's not bad. The numbers, I would say, it's worth considering. And I would, if he's in there, yeah, okay. That means a lot more guys get in. That's all it means. Was he a good
Well,
reliever? Yes.
he didn't make it, and he's off. So now, and he got such a low percentage, he's off the list. So
Really? Well, you see, that's the writers. You see, that's the fault of the writers.
how long ago did he retire, Scorekeeper?
He left us in 2016.
Okay, so this was probably his first try, right?
Could have been his first or second. It could have been. Oh well, yeah. This would have been his first. Wow, and he's off. It's the stupidity of the writers, guys. Oftentimes,
Yeah, I'm sorry. He got 4.3%. So
yeah, he's done. It's a shame. It's the writers. I believe the NFL does it right. I don't know how you guys consider it, but the NFL takes 3 into consideration: the coaches, the writers, and the players. Right?
Right.
Is that the way it is, Speedy?
I think so.
In the
I could be wrong.
baseball, it's only the baseball writers, the beat writers. That's it. And then you have the committees after. How is it done in the NBA, Big Dog, for the Hall of Fame?
yeah, I believe it's mainly the beat writers, coaches. It's the same thing like in football, but the percentages are different. I believe it's still a major percentage is the writers. I think it's 60 or 70%, and then it's only like 15% of the coaches, or maybe 20%. Only like 5% of the players. They take the players. They don't take as much face value for, only because they feel that there'd be a lot of favoritism from the players to the other players.
Yeah. Okay. I think Joe Nathan should have been in the Hall of Fame. He should be, and I think he will be moved in there. I don't mean to sound negative as I did earlier, but yeah, he had like 5 All-Star calls. He was saves leader. Yeah. Joe Nathan was good. It's just a shame, but this is a fault of the writers. They're dumb. They have their favorites. So
see, when we talk about, how we're talking about referees and all that stuff about favoritism, I think the writers are like the worst.
Oh yeah,
that thing, the whole system is just rigged. They all pick their favorite players, like you said, it's favoritism. What Major League Baseball, they should just get rid of the damn writers and just have the players vote for the players.
And now that's interesting. Now, okay, if that's the case, AJ, Coffee had that comment, and you saw my reaction when I read it when he said AJ should be there. I'm like, what? He is the most hated player. We've talked about AJ Pierzynski, the catcher. AJ Pierzynski is the teammate you want to have, and 29 teams hate his ass because of the way he is. But he is the best teammate there is. So I agree that the writers do not get it right because there is favoritism. If you piss off a writer, they hold it against you. We know that. Players have said it over and over. It's obvious.
Exactly. And you're dicks with them. You never had a relationship with them at all. That's going to come back and bite you in the ass later on.
Look, Joe Nathan, his numbers are good. I didn't have anything negative to say about him. But looking at the All-Star selections, this guy he should be in the Hall of Fame. Looking at the metrics. Now, Coffee did comment. He said that only Mo and one other guy should have been ahead of him. I don't know. The guy from San Diego, Hoffman, was pretty good. That guy was a stud. With an 80-mile-an-hour changeup, he saved 600 games. He was pretty good.
Now, the other question would be, if the players were voting, right, do you think Pete Rose would be in?
Yes.
No. Okay, which voters? Are you talking about the players of today?
I'm talking about, if the players today will vote.
No. Oh, my God. These guys don't know who Curt Flood is. they don't know who Babe Ruth is other than the name and
Who's
the
Kurt
jokes in
Flood?
movies. So anyway, okay, they don't know who these people. They're not going to know anything that's not mentioned on Instagram or Facebook.
Well, if they see the numbers, would that change their mind? I mean, because if they're going to bring up the Pete Rose, they're going to have his stats on Twitter. So, do you think that would sway some people to vote for him then, Roger, if they actually see what this man did during his career in leading the Big Red Machine? Or do you think they won't care?
I think they won't care because his average, they don't care for averages anymore. The modern player, okay, Prodigy, I'm actually open to that idea. I like that. I think that there should be a balance. I think the fans should have a say, even for the Hall of Fame votes.
That would be so biased. I think if the fans voted for the Hall of Fame,
and the players are not going to be biased,
there'll be a little bit more fair because since they know what it is to actually play the game and what it takes to play the game, but it wouldn't be just the players from now. You'd have to have a mixture of some retired players.
Well, no, that's what I asked Prodigy. That's what I asked Prodigy. Are they the players?
Well, I know, and that's fine. He said just players from today, but I'm saying if it was up to me, I would have a slight mixture, maybe a 60-40, 70-30, but you have to have retired players because, as you said, and everyone has said, these young kids that are in their 20s don't know about Pete Rose and that era, and even before of baseball. You know, they only hear these words, but they don't actually see the numbers and stuff. That's why you need some guys, you know. I can get it. I can finally get it in. You need like the Steve Garveys of the world, or the.
I like that one.
You need the Pedro Guerreros of the world, the Davey Concepciones of the world.
Yeah, I like that. Who has the prettiest logo? Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Fuck you! I put up with this.
See, I got mine in before he got his Star Trek one.
He's like, let me be myself.
Oh, he knew it. He loves to play to the.
Then he lose the control of the bridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'd be great in wrestling.
Yes, he would.
He'd be one of the announcers or one of those guys that forgets to do stuff.
Uh-huh.
He got up there.
What is that?
Oh, I think that's the bottom one. I think is the Angels, isn't it?
Otani.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he unmute.
He's just getting coffee.
What is your favorite sport, Prodigy?
I watch everything. You know,
Okay.
I play hockey myself. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I play hockey in Lakewood.
All right.
But, you know, I love baseball. I grew up playing basketball. Same thing with hockey. I played a little bit of soccer, but I watch it. I watch mostly more like European soccer. I think MLS is boring.
Yeah, okay.
What's it called? Yeah, I watch everything. I mean,
I just thought you might have a favorite out of all that. But if you like it all, that's cool.
If I was to pick a go-to sport, I don't know. I think I like baseball a lot.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I just wondered if you had one that stood out a little bit anyway.
Yeah, baseball is more interesting. You know, more games. You know, I watch it a little more. You know, football is great. You know, same thing with basketball. Just sometimes basketball is just too damn dramatic. Like, the guys, Christ, the game has changed so much.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And now
he's a big hockey fan. He's a Kings fan too.
But you know, basketball has to keep players on the court from getting COVID. So.
Let me just do this real quick. Oh, there you go, right there. Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he's a Dolphins fan.
No, that's no.
Very good. That's
I thought you were favoritism with hockey.
I'm a big fan.
This right here is a genuine San Jose Sharks t-shirt. That's what that was. Not a dog.
The San Jose Guppies. You got to go for them.
Yeah.
Big guppies. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but after football season, it's just gonna be paired right now with the MLB lockout. I don't know when that's gonna end, but I mean, all we have left is just hockey
Yeah, basketball.
and basketball. Second half.
Sorry, had to get a refill.
Oh, we'll see if we can finish the season. Who knows?
Yeah, right now I haven't been watching any like Laker games right now. It's just like
I don't blame you.
the Lakers are just real bad right now.
I don't watch the Lakers because I don't
totally
want to
agree.
watch the future retirees, man.
It's just like watching
That
a bunch
team is
of
old.
retired teammates just coming back to win. So I don't know who's gonna bite the ball on this one. Is either Jeannie Buss or she's gonna obviously point the finger at Rob Pelinka or something's gonna happen.
Pelinka's gonna if anyone's gonna pay the price, it's gonna be actually they're going after Vogel right now first.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's who's gonna pay the price because they're not gonna blame LeBron. What they need to do is they need to stop letting LeBron make the
decisions.
I guess you could say suggestions, even though it's more than that, of who he wants on his team. Go out and play the game. We will advise you of who we're gonna be getting. But as far as him making, he made way too many decisions on this one. The Russell Westbrook fiasco was all on him. It is an utter fiasco. I said it from the very beginning, whenever it was first even suggested, I said he would not work on the team because he is too much of an alpha. He's on his fourth team in 4 years, and there's a reason for that. It's because he cannot take a secondary role. He left OKC because, it was rebuilding and the owners were all, hey, you've given us your all. We know we're not going to win a title in your what time is left in your career. So we will send you wherever you want. So that's when Russ went to Houston saying, oh, I can play second banana to Harden. No problem.
That didn't happen.
Didn't work. Shipped him over to Washington. Oh, I can play second banana to John Wall. Bradley Beal. No, Bradley Beal. And it didn't work. Now he's come over here. Oh, I can play second or third banana if I have to LeBron and AD. And it just doesn't happen. And his shooting has gotten horrendous. This guy has hit the side or top of the backboard more times this season than I've seen in my 40 years of watching basketball. I've never seen anybody hit the back side of the backboard or top of the backboard. And we're only 45 games into the season. And he's done it at least 12 times.
That? I mean, that's better than an air ball.
You want an interesting stat, guys? And this is pretty crazy. On slam dunks, Russ is only 68% of slam dunks that he's tried. And that's not saying he got fouled, because a foul, of course, there's no shot. This is on dunks that he's actually tried to counted. He's only 68% of his makes.
On a slam
fucking dunk. I'm sorry, I said dunk when I said sorry about Quincy.
He's
only 68.
You've got to be
he's
careful
only
with
68%.
Beep.
68%, guys.
Wow.
That's
all right.
I there's just no explaining.
No, there isn't.
9:03 a.m.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're here. All right, folks. We're doing very well. We're now entering our fourth hour. I don't know if you gentlemen have.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, our third hour. I apologize. I said fourth hour. It's good. What else did you guys want to get to, Big Dog? It's 9:03.
Well, there's all the hirings that, of course, happened over this week.
Sean Payton is gone as head coach of New Orleans. That one did surprise me a little bit, but is he going to get a job somewhere else? I think so. But he left.
Well, it's funny you say that because that was actually my next two top stories when the Sean Payton had stepped down. But he also joined a podcast, and they asked him about if he could speak in sound bites. Could he be an analyst, maybe? Where would he go? And this is what he did on the Dan Patrick show. Dan Patrick told him that this is how it's going to go. We're going to give you this, and we'll see how you do. Asked Peyton to pretend he was a TV analyst and explain how the Chiefs got a game-time field goal in 13 seconds.
Oh.
Patrick, well, of course, on the spot, because this is what happens when people throw you under the bus or throw you on the spot, which is a nicer way to say it. Patrick was like, let me think about Peyton's call. Patrick thought that Peyton's call was critical of the Bills' defense strategy and that it took too long. And then Dan Patrick said, well, now ask me about the end of the Cowboys game, and let me see if I can do this one better. And Peyton's response was promoting Patrick to ask what the Cowboys do wrong in this situation. He said, well, everyone knows the Cowboys screwed up in the final 14 seconds of the loss to the 49ers. Everyone, that is, except the Cowboys. So, maybe there's a spot for him to be an analyst. He just has to work on doing the sound bites and, because that's what they want. They want you to think on the spot.
Okay, if I may comment on that, look, the thing with Sean Payton, I think he is well-spoken. I believe his commentary would be decisive. But, folks, if I asked all of you to, I'm like, okay, here's what happened, and comment, how decisive is it going to be? It's not fair. I think that was a cheap shot against him. I think he would be a wonderful analyst. What the two brothers, the Paytons, are doing it's really cool. Okay, but that's them. All right. Payton, dude, he was a head coach, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Who thought Romo had it in him? Guys, seriously. Prodigy, did you think Romo was going to be that good? Dude, he's calling every play in every game, man. I mean, that guy is good. And he has the insight. And, I like listening to Romo. I believe what he says.
That's why he got the big TV contract. He's making more money off TV than what he did in his playing career.
Yeah.
And he's actually successful for once.
Oh.
I like that.
But they haven't asked him to hold the extra point yet.
Yep.
That's true too.
Okay.
I like Romo too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No.
I say he actually made the second round of playoffs and third.
Okay, I remember when Romo won his first game, we celebrated like it was the end of the world.
Yeah,
I remember that. It's like, hey, you got one. And
that's
when he
made the playoffs. That's when he played against the Packers, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just remember he was hurt and he got the playoff wins. So we were joking that someone had to kick him in the ribs every year so he could win. That was pretty good, Prodigy. I wasn't thinking about that. Look, Speedy, Sean Payton, I think he has a future, but I don't think he's done as a head coach. There's some opportunities, and there are going to be openings. But let's go to the Big Dog, and then we'll get back to that one. Please, Mr. Big Dog, would you talk about the openings and hirings and firings?
Well, of course, the Steelers GM is stepping down after the draft. After, of course...
oh, my God, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes, Big Ben, after 18 seasons, called it a career. He did a very heartfelt Twitter video that was just under 2 minutes, and just explained what, playing for Pittsburgh and his family and how much everything meant to him. And he said it was just time to hang it up. Scorekeeper, you hung your head when I said Twitter. Is that because he put it on Twitter?
Yeah, folks, think about all the vitriol on Twitter. Think about it. It's fake, man. Why do you even spend time on Twitter anymore? 95%. I have a Twitter account, but what? 95% what?
I was going to say 95% of it is fake, but there are the 5%. like Ben's video. What he does is he has, let's say, 7 million people on Twitter that follow him, but he's only got maybe 100,000 on IG and who knows on Facebook. Of course, you're going to go where the most people are going to see it,
Big Dog, all
and
I
that's
did was
Twitter.
put my head down because it was on Twitter. But what he did, folks, let's talk about Ben Roethlisberger and Big Dog. I mean, you and I have been talking about this for a while. We've been sniffing at the thought of him retiring. I like Ben. The league is better off with Ben. Look, what did he do? He was a young kid that came out of college that drank a lot, never got in trouble. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he did. He got in trouble once. And when did he get charged? Never. And he got suspended. And you know what? He got suspended 4 games when they were winning. And you know what Ben did? He shut his mouth and he got to playing. Folks, I'm not saying he's a model citizen, but look at the stuff that's around him. Ben left it on the field. And yeah, go ahead, Almighty, yeah.
It's true. He did not get charged, but he did settle with one of the women that accused him of assault. And it happened twice. And plus his motorcycle gig. And you're right, he was a young player. And luckily, this was before cancel culture got hold, where he could actually have a chance to redeem himself. Because if that would happen now, cancel culture would be all over. All the NFL would. Well, if it happened now, he'd automatically be suspended anyway until they find out what's happening with him. So I mean, it would have been a whole different ballgame for him.
Well, remember, Ben was automatically suspended when the accusation came out. There was no justice. It was Okay, I don't want to say that. Ooh, okay, I apologize. He was suspended immediately when the accusation came out. And
yeah, but
but
it wasn't it 6 and dropped to 4.
I don't recall.
Yes.
Okay.
And people got a little upset about that. But yeah, he was suspended. But right now, I don't know. It's just that at least he got a second chance, because nowadays you don't get that second chance. Even if it happened 80 years ago, they're still going to do stuff. But
and you know, folks,
that's what I wanted to say. Go ahead. I know. And I guess I guess when you asked if Aaron Rodgers would retire, I don't think he would, because I think he wants to have a farewell tour. Plus, I think the quarterback would want to be the main event in the retirement. If he retired now, he would share it with Ben Roethlisberger, and they would probably both be at the Hall of Fame together in 5 years if they both retired. And I think it'd be a nice thing to see them all there, or even have all Tom Brady there. But I think they all want to be their own. The attention, if you know what I'm saying.
They each want to be the headliner.
Right. I mean, they don't. So I think that's what would kind of hold it back from all 3 of them doing it. And I know everybody's talking about, is this Tom Brady's last year? And I mean,
no,
I don't.
No.
Like I said, I don't read this stuff because it's too early. No one knows what they're talking about. And I think that if Tom Brady was going to retire, he would have already announced it so he could have a farewell tour too, and go around and sign deflated footballs for the fans. So,
yeah, I knew you were going to throw that in there.
Oh, come on.
So funny.
Figured me out? You figured me out there, Speedy?
By the way, folks, Duke
Good
is
job.
up 12-2 over Louisville. I almost said Louisville. Louisville, with 15:58 in the first. That's a quick update, live update on that one. Look, Ben Roethlisberger, I can say it now, Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about it, in my humble opinion. And when you said about getting second chances, folks, this is not a lecture. This is more of an opinion. This is who we are in the United States. We always believed in giving people a second chance. I mean, I'm not talking about murderers and stuff, and I'm talking about people that did stuff. They usually got a second chance, and Ben did get a second chance. And you know what? He took advantage of it. I thought he was a good citizen after the shenanigans, and he did well. And he was supposed to leave it on the court, on the field, and he did. And I'm so happy I saw that last game with Pittsburgh when he was at home. He delivered. Oh my God, it was great. And the NFL will be worse off without him. He's not the most mobile. He doesn't have the strongest arm. But folks, think about it. He won when he had to.
He was the classic blue collar player. That's why he associated so well with a lot of fans, especially in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a blue collar town, and he wasn't the fit Tom Brady esque type
Dan
of
Marino.
body. Yeah,
Well, that's where he
he's
was
a big
from.
bulky
I mean,
guy.
he's from the Rust Belt, so
Yeah.
he fit right in.
Yeah,
He would fit right in with any Midwestern state.
And his numbers are pretty impressive. Of course, he was Rookie of the Year, and he ended up his NFL career with the 5th most passing yards in NFL history, 64,088. He was also 5th all time in completions at 5,440. And he ranks 8th all time in passing touchdowns at 418. Now, the passing touchdowns, passing yards, and completions are all first as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers are concerned.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Mr. Bradshaw.
Yeah, in Steeler history, he's number 1 pretty much across the board.
Wow.
And as Scorekeeper said, he is a definite Hall of Famer. First ballot, no one knows, but he is, I think, a definite Hall of Famer.
Okay, first ballot, second. Those are for the kids that live in the basement. Who cares? Being in the Hall of Fame is being in the Hall of Fame. Prodigy, Ben Roethlisberger, man. I know we're Raider fans, but dude, that guy was good.
He was good. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, like I said, he's considered one of the greatest right now in football, and I mean, he deserves it. I mean, 2 Super Bowl wins in 18 seasons.
Yeah,
it's impressive resume. Steelers they always had a good team, and I mean, it sucks to see a good player, get old and started to notice in the last 2-3 seasons. And
yeah,
but I mean, the only thing I wish he would have done instead of retiring in that dumb video he posted, he should have just done it the right way, with his family, agent and the general manager. I mean, it's supposed to be emotional, especially for the fans. But I mean, it is what it is. Maybe he decided to do it the other way, which is fine. But I mean, hey, well, kudos for him. I mean, he should be a no doubt first ballot.
Speedy?
Yeah, it's going to be a terrible loss, Big Ben, man. He was great. I loved watching him play, and I know Anthony's family, one of his relatives, his brother's wife, she's the biggest, fan of his team. She's always cheering for them. I always see her on Facebook going, come on, we got to get this win. Come on, guys, come on, Ben, you can do it. We had that problem when they were actually in the playoffs during Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and we were just watching that game, and that's all she's doing. She's cheering for that team because that's her team. I'm like, you think Big Ben's going to win it? She's like, yeah, I do. But sadly, they didn't win on Thanksgiving night that year. It was still fun watching that game. But real quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all heard the news about this, and it's a really, really long, super long article on almost every website, so you can look it up yourself. I don't have time to go into it today. But we all know about the New Orleans Saints ex-player Glenn Foster died in police custody on Thursday. And his parents want justice and all that stuff, and they want to know what happened, and they want to turn this into a big investigation, and that's what Alabama police authorities are doing. So,
How young was he, Matt? Speedy, I'm sorry.
31 years old.
Damn.
See, because he was originally pulled over for speeding, but then took cops on Thursday, took them on a high-speed chase at 90 miles an hour. And it's one of those cases where, well, there's only 2 cops in the back room with him, in like a jail pod or something like that, and the door's closed, and the rest of the police department, they're all in the front, having to look important because God knows somebody might need to come in and fill out a police report. But in the back room, it's like, well, what's going on? And everybody else opens the door and, oh my God, what happened? I don't know. Something happened. We don't know. We were just there. We were watching him. He's fine. Well, then how did he mysteriously die? So there were two cops in the room along with him. I think it's a little shady. Something happened where now the entire police department, even the sheriff, the lead sheriff police officer is like, we have no further comment on it at this time. I don't have time to go into it, so if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. See what I'm saying? It's a little sus, so.
I mean, it always is when someone that young dies in police custody. But there will be an autopsy, and we'll see. And look, if he got beat, we'll probably know. If he was asphyxiated, we'll know. That's the thing. That stuff stays. I'm not saying they're bad cops there. People that are young do pass away. But it's so rare that you think, or it leads you to believe that something dirty.
In another article I found that was even longer than most of the ones that are out there, they I don't know if they tased him or what, but they're like, well, are you okay? And he goes, no, I something's wrong with my heart. And then all of a sudden, they find him dead and in police custody in their own department. That's why the parents are like, we want justice for our young son. And his dad even said he was too young to die, and I hate when this happens.
Now, what was the player's name again, Matt? I'm sorry.
Glenn Foster.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, this was this week, right?
Yeah.
No, he died. He died, it says, on December 6th.
Okay.
2 days after he was taken into custody. So this has been about a month now. Now there was another player, a junior, Sivii, Siavii. He was found dead in prison while awaiting trial, and that just happened about 4 days ago. But let me look into because I just saw a headline about strangulation. So let me see. Okay, let me see. All right, this is from Forbes. It says former NFL player Glenn Foster died after strangulation in police custody. Independent autopsy finds. An autopsy of former NFL player Glenn Foster determined that he did not die of natural causes and revealed evidence of neck compressions and strangulations, according to a statement from civil rights attorney Ben Crump, as authorities remain tight-lipped about what led to the 31-year-old's death in police custody earlier this month. And this was written and updated on December 17th. This was over a month ago. It says Foster played 2 years with the Saints, died in the back of the police cruiser. So he was not in custody, as you say, Matt, in the back of the police station. He died in custody. He died in the police cruiser. It says 2 days after he was taken into custody, following an alleged high-speed chase. It says the independent autopsy results, which were ordered by the family and carried out by a pathologist, Dr. Michael Baden, came a week after Crump, who had previously represented the families of George Floyd and others, became involved in the case. Let's see. Foster's father, Glenn Foster Sr., told CNN he planned to bail his son out of jail on December 5th, only to learn he had been rebooked after allegedly getting into an altercation with another inmate. Foster Sr. also claimed that his son was bipolar and had a history of mental health issues, and authorities were concerned about the erratic behavior he displayed in custody. According to the Washington Post, citing Foster Sr., his son, who was being taken into a medical facility on December 6th and entered the police cruiser to travel there without incident. It is not clear why he didn't survive the trip, and Alabama State Bureau of Investigation, which is overseeing the probe into the death, did not respond to requests or comments from Forbes.
See, I told you it was a long article.
That wasn't long at all. It goes on. There's a lot more to it. That's
I
just
know.
a small part of it.
Yeah.
So he died in custody while being transported, it sounded like, to a mental hospital. So something happened there. And if you guys want to keep talking about it, I'll keep reading this article. Maybe there's something more will come out.
No, maybe there's some comments from someone else. I just think it's sad. We'll find out what happens. Other than that, Big Dog, you had the list of the hirings and firings and openings.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then beyond
Okay.
that, folks, I think I may be done because I already have my appointments there. I have a lot today, thank goodness.
Time to wait.
3, 4, 5.
Put something away.
My bank account won't wait. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 appointments
Today? Wow. What do your appointments average? What?
But actually, let me tell you, I'm on job number 33 already. I've never had that in January. I have 33 jobs. Never. I've had 30 appointments, telephone, video, whatever. The most I've ever had appointments was 30, but that doesn't mean I have 30 jobs. I have clients that call me and ask me questions and stuff. But I have, as of this morning, 33 jobs already. Billable jobs.
And Almighty asked before you cut him off, he asked, how long is your average job?
How long? You mean
Yes.
time now?
Yes.
I've learned to shut my mouth, and Prodigy's like, bullshit, you haven't. Did you see that smile?
I think we all said that.
I am shocked that I have reduced the time of my appointments to an hour, returning clients, and I have stuck to the hour. I mean,
cool.
I'm shocked. And my new clients are still an hour and a half, but I'm down to an hour on returning because I have so many clients now that I don't have time. It used to be 2 hours for new clients, an hour and a half for returning, and that's the way I operated. I can't do that anymore. I'm down to an hour for returning and an hour and a half for new. And I'm doing it. I have to thank Maria Lupian for that, for professionally getting on my case. So, because she's been here when I do interviews, and this is what Maria tells me. And I was like, "Oh, do you like birds?" So she has been giving me professional
advice.
Advice, yes. Oh yeah, professional advice, yes, and she has. And the reality is, I don't have enough time. So I have my regular job, and then I do this in the evening, and I just don't have time. So I had to reduce the scheduled appointments. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm drowning in work. Thank God.
Well then,
so can I go with the
Jedi.tax. Go ahead, Big Dog.
So now can I go with the hirings?
Yes, please.
All right. Denver Broncos hire Nathaniel Hackett as their new head coach. The Chicago Bears hired Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus to be their new head coach. The Cowboys have said that Mike McCarthy has been told he will return as head coach, although that has not been 100% confirmed.
Still too early in Cowboys time.
Exactly. And also sources have said that the Cowboys defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, is staying in Dallas after reports have been floating around that he's been offered a couple of head coaching positions elsewhere, but that he's happy in Dallas. Let's see. New York Giants are hiring Brian DeBole as their next head coach. And, of course, as I said earlier with Big Ben, the Pittsburgh Steelers GM Kevin Colbert is stepping down after the draft.
Yeah.
And I think there was a hire late last night. Let me check on that. But that's the hires for now.
The Jaguars came close to hiring Byron Leftwich, and then they backed out and are looking at, I don't know, And I think they're looking at other people, but Byron was close to signing with the Jags, but I don't know. So I don't think they made up their mind yet in Jacksonville, unless things changed last night and that's the team they're looking at.
Jacksonville's a mess.
Yeah, I know it's going to be hard to fix that program.
It's been for a while. The Raiders got rid of Minot, didn't they? Prodigy?
No,
not
they
yet.
Did?
No.
Oh
No, I don't know
I
that.
think about that. I think he's still
I'm
there.
wrong. Yeah, then I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
I think they're going to wait for until after the draft.
Yeah,
I don't think they want to bring someone in brand new and then have the draft, like a week or two later. So I
it's
think they're going to wait till the draft.
It's either that or they'll probably just keep him for one more season and see how it goes. If not, then it's just gonna move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
What should we be talking about? I
don't know, something on YouTube.
I don't know.
I'm not going to talk about a Justin Bieber video.
Yeah. We got better than long on the show.
Hey, did he finally win an award somewhere, Justin?
Did he finally what?
Did he finally win an award, a Grammy or something somewhere?
I don't know if he bought one or not.
Hey, good for him.
I don't know. I don't keep track of him.
Jacksonville's a mess because Tony Khan is awful. AEW is terrible too because Tony Khan is awful.
That is totally wrong.
Oh, there we go.
Jacksonville is awful, but AEW is not awful, and it's well, he says well, I don't believe Tony Khan has anything to do with Jacksonville.
No, he doesn't.
Jaguars. He's only in charge of AEW. I don't think he has. It's his father. I can't remember his father's name off the top of my head.
Okay.
That's the owner of Jacksonville. Tony Khan is his son.
Yeah.
And of course, he runs AEW. But when like I said 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago when AEW first started, I thought it was a tax write-off to offset the profits of the Jacksonville Jaguars, because even if you have a crappy team, usually you make money. But now that AEW's gotten so good, I think it's flipped that Jacksonville is now the tax write-off for AEW's profits that they're making, because they're making money hand over fist, and they're a much better storylines, much better wrestling all the way around than WWE, because WWE is such a giant. We're not going to break that down.
Okay, this is the last time I will admit this. Jedi Attacks is the business. That's why I brought NDB Media under Jedi Attacks. If you folks know this or not, I announced it. NDB, there were two different entities. NDB Media is now officially the media arm of Jedi Attacks. So NDB Media is our tax write-off.
Are you incorporated in Delaware?
Hold on, everybody's talking at the same time.
Yeah, AEW is becoming unwatchable. Am I incorporated? No. I will be in 2024. I haven't decided where. It'll either be Nevada or Delaware. And the joke is everyone's incorporated in Delaware because of the privacy laws. So
yeah, that's the biggest place. Yeah, that's always been popular forever.
Yeah.
And as far as that comment about AEW is unwatchable, it is more watchable than WWE. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And like we were going back to earlier, we don't care about Justin Bieber on this show. That's not what this is about. I'll tell you what this is about. We know that the Bills receiver, Stephen Diggs, we know he didn't have much of a stat on Sunday night, right? With 3 catches for 7 yards. However, he did rack up one very interesting, rare category. Because we all know about the fan who ran onto the field. Well, the fan's name is Carl Ferget, who was captured on video because he was trying to take the ball. That's all he... This is the classic episode of Cops where these 3 jackasses, Scorekeeper's favorite word...
Well, no, that's a movie, but go ahead.
Yeah. Where the 3 guys had... 2 of them were like, okay, I'll do it. And the cops were like, we're responding to a call at the Flamingo Hotel. And these guys were actually, and the cop was like, hold on, I'm going to make a U-turn. Because I think this is them over here. these two guys were actually carrying the statue of the flamingo, and he goes, so what's this all about? And they go, oh, our other friend over there, he dared us to do it. This is a college prank. And the cop goes, really? Really? They go, yeah, there's no harm, no foul. He goes, no, they didn't harm because that's private property, and all three of you are under arrest for stealing. You're going to jail. They go, it was just a prank. He goes, we don't care. It's an arrestable offense. That's their property. Turn around, put your hand behind your back, and did the whole thing. And all these people are watching this, including the camera cops crew. But this guy was worse because the moment he got tackled by security after the tackle from Stephon Diggs, they're carrying him out on his arms, but he goes like this. I mean, some people were trying to say on social media, oh, he's flipping them off. No, he wasn't. I never saw the finger come up, so he wasn't flipping them off. But to me, it's like, you're going to really do that? You're going to act all tough with these guys? You do know they're undercover police officers, right? They're just wearing security guard jackets and stuff. And he's still like,
Oh, man.
and even as they're carrying him off, he's like, yeah, I'm the man, look at my muscles. And it's like, and the announcers, you could tell they weren't even acknowledging him because they don't do that anymore. So,
It's because they're told not to, because then that encourages someone else to do it.
Yeah. And we don't pay attention to sports if we don't watch that link. So
No, we don't.
good call.
And coffee. Just to let you know, when you put the link in the chat room, it's not a hyperlink. We can't click on it.
no.
So you have to write it down or something if we want. I mean, for us to watch it, we would have to write it down or type it in somewhere else. It's not like we can click on it. So
No.
thank you for providing it. And yes,
and we can't
go ahead.
Copy it either, right? We can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
You can't.
Roger.
Well, I don't have Twitch, so I don't have Twitch. I don't have Twitter.
When you did today in sports, right?
Yes, I did.
Did you catch that this was the day Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes in the Super Bowl?
Damn it, I did not say that. No, I was talking about the first Hall of Fame. Was it my boy, Steve Young? This is the day?
Well, in 1995, whatever, Super Bowl, whatever, he threw 6 touchdown passes.
I remember that game, man. That was
I do too. But I just thought, well, that's so.
I should have, and I cannot believe I.
Well,
did not
I got you. I got your back. I got your back.
Yeah, you do.
Kinda.
Now you do.
I catch a few here and there. Sometimes
Today's the day, really.
Yeah,
I remember that game, man. 6 touchdowns. He had a field day that day.
he did.
Steve
I mean,
Young.
that was. So it was. Yeah. Let's see where. Super Bowl. God, I don't know what that 30.
Yeah, it's right here, folks. Wow. January 29, 1995, Steve Young throws 6 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Wow, yep.
No, 30 or the 39.
Yeah, Super Bowl. No, wait.
Wasn't it? IX? Isn't that 39?
It's 20, and IX is the 10.
Oh, 29.
So it should be 29, yeah.
29, yeah.
I guess I thought it was triple X.
Oh, that's right. When the 49ers defeated the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, yeah. They got
That was
blasted.
a blowout, man.
I think that thing was done by halftime, wasn't it?
Yes. 49-26.
So,
It was played in Miami. Yeah.
yeah.
And just real quick, Coffee, the goal you're talking about is did it just happen last night? Because I saw the first one from earlier, I guess it would have been last month, where he kind of floated in the air and tossed it in the air to the other player. Of course, since I follow the Ducks, but I did not catch it. As I said, was that just yesterday or a couple of days ago or what?
Trevor Zegras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's another Anaheim Duck player.
Hey, he's 20,
He's all right.
but Coffee believes he's the best thing in the NHL right now.
Not even close.
No. And Coffee also said this happened the other day, Big Dog.
You should have caught Connor McDavid's penalty shot. Now that's an amazing shot. That's something we're seeing. Sure, Zargas is okay. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, I give it to him.
I mean, for being a young kid, only 20 years old, I mean, he's got a lot of upside to him.
He has potential. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's still young. The NHL is getting younger, faster.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. All the veteran players are getting pushed out. They can't hang that much anymore.
Hockey has really sped up, dude. It is crazy. I myself, I'm hoping to get to. I haven't been to a hockey game in a long time, and I myself, I'm looking to get to a few of them. Jesus Christ, how many do you go to?
I haven't gone since last season.
Yeah, so it's.
I usually go to a couple games. I really don't go to a lot. It's just the tickets they're a little expensive, especially over there at and it's not Staples Center anymore. It's Crypto.com arena now.
Yeah.
But it's
do you
fun.
like going there, or do you prefer the Honda Center?
Honda Center. Well,
I still call it the pause.
No, he's
I had
closer.
I had to pause.
Yeah, no, he's closer to.
I'm closer to Crypto.com arena. But what's it called? Since I work for they used to be owned by the Ducks, but it's called the Rings. Like I coach hockey. I mean, I skated in the Honda Center a few times.
Oh,
it's
really?
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just an old arena. I mean, I wish I heard rumors were going around that they're selling the arena to Disney again.
Oh, so they can upgrade?
So yeah, exactly. So but you know what happens when Disney purchases a team. You already know where that goes.
Yeah.
God.
It just goes downhill. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Oh, I don't even think that's a good idea. Yeah, the money's there, and obviously NHL wants the money, but
I don't know. Well, okay, you never know.
Well, it depends on who owns Honda Center, not NHL, unless they're going to buy the Ducks back, unless that's what you're saying.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, that they're looking to buy the Ducks.
Yeah, they're looking to buy the Ducks, but I mean, NHL has to approve it. Same. Other owners, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
But I think they would want Disney back in.
Oh yeah.
And you would think that the only reason, hey, actually, I could see that because Disney bailed from the Major League Baseball contract that we know it. It's a much smaller deal. They're doing Sunday nights still, but there's not much after that. There's select games. So I could see them moving towards the NHL. And if they have ownership, well, ESPN, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, but doesn't mean they're going to do well.
Correct.
But yeah, again, we'll see what the Angels do, which we know what they do. They put a budget, and that's it. That's how much we're going to spend, and that's how we go with it. So, gentlemen, is there anything else that you want to go over?
Yeah, just one more thing. I know that we talked about this in August, but it's coming back up again. We're now more coaches and more staffing at Arizona State are in bigger trouble. All the coaches have stepped down because there were things that were going on. They were having in-person meetings back in 2020 when they weren't supposed to, trying to get college recruits to come to their football program, and even doing under-the-table scholarships to guys who know nothing about football and they've never played college football. Which was like, well, this is kind of a little suspicious, and people began reporting about it, and then the NCAA got involved, and they're, we have to investigate this here, and it's a whole mess, and now it's getting worse. And the NCAA is like, you're fired. But the head coach, he's like, yeah, I resign. I'm out. I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Wow.
Oh, so he's pulling a Pete Carroll.
Wow, he's out,
It
huh?
sounds like it, yeah.
Oh,
Arizona State.
that's a good reference there, Big Dog.
Right.
Yeah. I just put a tag, or I just put a message for all the hosts. There's an article. I don't want to get into it now because we just don't have the time. But this is kind of big in the college ranks. The transgender rules, and it goes into specific detail on. We're talking about the rules. What a mess it is.
I was
So
gonna ask you if you want to do it because that might take a lot of a show time to discuss
Maybe a
that
topic on
thing.
the professionals.
it
But-
may be if it
Because I
carries
mean
over.
that is big, and I've been following it the whole not well about how everybody's upset about that Leah Thompson or whatever her name was. I maybe I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. But anyway,
No,
you know who I mean. It's the
Yes.
female that's shattering women's sports swimming records all over the place. And the NCAA real quick, and I'll be done with it. Kind of just pass the ball to somebody else or whatever you want to call it because they haven't made a decision about it. But yeah, I know what you mean, and I was thinking about that, but I didn't know how much of a controversy this show covers.
Oh, we do. We go over a lot. I look back and I am regretful on how we covered um, the individual from South Africa, Castor something or other, and I apologize, I don't remember the name right now. There were several people on this program at the time that were incredibly dismissive and were insulting. Sports Talk with the Guys was very insulting on this issue back in the early, within the last 10 years. We were ignorant even then. And I'm not saying the hosts that were on, I'm saying the program. It was. We really dropped the ball on it. We knew the situation was going on, and that individual from South Africa was a joke around the world, and we were a part of it. Ignorance, whatever, but this is still going on, and we've learned, just to understand more, and this is a big deal. So I just want to preface this that the NCAA Board of Governors voted to support a sport by sport approach. You're kidding me. To transgender athletes' participation.
Yeah.
Wow.
It isn't each, but now the schools are responsible how they handle the
Yes.
transgender.
Yes.
So
They're
like I
passing the
said,
buck.
like you said too, and I said they're just passing the buck or dropping the ball or whatever they're doing instead of, and so anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
It may be on the Prodigies, but this is the first article that I have for you guys.
Professional.
And I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I misspoke. The Prodigy. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he'll be in the professionals with us, but it may be a topic for the
And
professionals.
then we will call it the Prodigy just to make him feel good and he'll stay. But we also got to discuss that.
Yeah, because if Dreem's not here, we need to have. Yeah. Just kidding.
And then we also have to discuss that, that there are kids that identify as cats and they want a litter box in the bathroom. So we got to discuss that one too.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's a serious. I mean, I've seen it.
No, I know. I know that.
You saw my mouth drop right now.
And I'm like, and there was a substitute teacher, real quick, and she kept hearing the student meow, and the kid said, "Well, you have to meow because he or she identifies as a cat," and she kind of joked it off. And then then she asked, "Is there a litter box in the room?" And the kids kind of laughed, and that's when the kid left, and the teacher barked at him or her. Not that, and then she got suspended or fired for doing that. But anyway, that's off track. But all the things that you read nowadays, and you're trying to keep up with all the different things that are going on out there.
I do not envy Prodigy if he does start a new family. I think his children will be beautiful and stuff. But dude, I don't know how you're gonna navigate all this stuff. I am glad that my kids are adults now.
Me
And
too.
me, man, I don't know what I would do as a parent. I really don't know. And I'm
I-
not picking on you, Prodigy, when I say that. I really do mean, dude, I don't know how. You and your wife, I can see you guys doing it, but the stuff that's going to be happening around you, oh,
Yep. And also the danger of being named domestic terrorist just for voicing your opinion. I mean, it's really weird out there. I mean, I don't know. It just blows my mind about things that are going on. Labeling regular parents domestic terrorists just because they don't agree with the school board is.
oh, right, yes, yeah. You know what? We may talk about that on Monday night.
But I'm just. I mean, I
as
didn't
the
want to get
professional.
off track, but it's just
We're not off
besides
track, right?
besides sports, there's the crazy. Well, I think it's crazy stuff, but that's just my opinion.
I think it's crazy in that it's happening. Not that it's crazy per se. It's just that we have to deal with that, and it's shocking for us. That's why
But
I
it's
tell.
but it makes it a scary place because I mean, all you're doing is voicing your opinion. Next thing you know, you're a domestic terrorist, and it's like, really?
Well,
I just want to know why the school board wants to do this, and then all of a sudden, you got Homeland Security chasing you down. It's just. I mean, I would say things that would remind us of another kind of country, but I don't want to get us in trouble by using that analogy.
no, I hear you, and don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. I get lots of hate mail. I'm told a lot of things. The one that bugged me some years ago was when I shared my opinion in a conversation, and I was called a not a racist, which but when I can't think of the word, and right now I have it, and I have
A bigot?
a bigot. Yes,
Oh
it's called a
wow!
bigot, and I was like, I know that's your hot and button word right now, but you ignorant prick, you didn't even use it correctly. I told him that. I said, if you're going to insult me, you know, go beg forgiveness from your English teacher, you ignorant whatever. Didn't even know what the word meant, but that was the hot button word a few years ago. And I was
Yeah.
offended when I was called a bigot.
Well, he must have just I don't know. He probably just Googled something real quick and goes, "Oh, that sounds good." Didn't read the definition or anything. But anyway, you need to go, and I've been dragging this out.
No, you're not dragging this out. It's just I have to start and get ready for the appointments, which happen in a little bit. Folks, we have a program following on the NDB Media Network in a little bit. It is ever new. It will be at 10:30. You can follow that episode with Chris Smith. They'll be on at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. They're on every other week, and this is their week to be on. So you guys can check that out. And
12:30, 1:30, something like that. Okay.
That's funny. Every time I look down, it's an appointment. I just got another appointment scheduled. It's funny. It's happening. So I'm a little, I got to get to it right now. All right. But, well, I know I can't show you. Well, look. There's my desk right now, folks. And each yellow document is one that I'm working on. So I have about 30 folders on my desk right now. That's what it looks like. That's what's waiting for me right now. So I'm lucky. I'm busy at this point. So I just, oh my God, now I messed up the camera. What a shock. All right. Prodigy, I want to thank you. I really do. You spent quite a bit of time with us this morning. Thank you. I hope you can join us whenever you're able and you want to. Your opinion is always appreciated. I've always respected it when it comes to sports. I'm trying to get 2 coworkers to join me. Not only they're very opinionated, but they're very knowledgeable, both in football and baseball, and I'm hoping they'll be joining us from time to time. But
The engineers?
Try that, big dog.
No, they're not. They're not. If I want to talk about buildings falling and bridges collapsing, I'll reach out to the kin. Okay, but other than that, I have nothing to say. Every time they come up to me and they say, "Oh, hey, are we?" I'm like, "Hey, no buildings have fallen down. Get out of here. Go, 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 go. We don't need you here." So I guess some members of management are not keen on my commentary. There was this Dilbert commercial that I had, or cartoon that it had about engineers and how when engineers are supervised by non-engineers, it was so funny because that's like having the not labor in labor. And it was a very insulting joke. And I would post it in my cubicle and it would always be torn down.
Really?
Yeah.
They
And
tore
I
down in
know,
your cubicle?
yeah, because
Are
I
they
know
allowed
the
to do that?
well, they did it when I wasn't there. So I just think it was kind of funny.
Did you make copies?
Just go to the internet. It's right there, Dilbert.
Oh, okay. I get duh.
Yeah, look up "stupid engineer" and
Yeah.
it'll show up.
Well, I'm like thinking, yeah, you saw the cartoon in a newspaper, so maybe you just made. Never mind.
That's the way we used to do it. Did
Yeah,
you guys
I know. I'm
see-
going back. That's very old school.
Did you guys see the video that I posted this week on my Facebook page?
I think I did.
Okay, very quickly. Father L, when we were in the seminary, one time was mouthing off that one of my classmates was like, "You can't use Scotch tape to fix everything." Well, I did the video on the outside of my building because there's a leak on the building. They put a tarp up, and at first they weighed it down with the sandbags, right? But the wind event last week really tore into it. So as I was pointing out my video, I said, "Hey, Father L, I know you said Scotch tape isn't the end all, but," and I pointed up, they used the gray tape or the green tape, whatever, to tape the plastic down all around. And I said, "Well, it may not be Scotch tape, Father, but they're using tape. This is the resolution of my fellow engineers." So even the engineers were using tape, which I thought was funny. So,
Duct
right.
tape,
duct tape. Yep. It was duct tape. That's
all
what they were using.
purpose.
All purpose. God bless America. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and call it. Big Dog, would you take us away, please? And Speedy, thank you for joining us. I know we didn't get to wrestling this week. That is my fault. The conversation was good. We just didn't get to it. I'm sorry. But
Yeah, no problem. But I wish I would have kept some of my dad's Dilbert book that he had. Darn it.
oh, Dilbert was incredible.
Yeah.
Especially when he did the timekeeping one, where he went up to have his timekeeping done, and the Kirk says, "You're annoying me. Why don't you leave now?" And he said, "Well, just to keep your arbitrary deadline, it says I'll still be here for another 14 minutes." On the timesheet. And I'm like, "Oh my God, that is so real." But anyway, Big Dog, take us away, please.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. If you decide to drink, don't drive. Call a friend, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call somebody. Roger might even be doing Lyft this weekend. But anyways, also the Royal Rumble is today instead of usually Sunday. They moved it up a day early, so anybody who likes to watch the Rumble, watch that. But other than that, guys, have a great, safe weekend and enjoy your sports.
Thank you, Speedy. Thank you, Prodigy. Thank you, Almighty. Thank you, Big Dog. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scorekeeper. Today is January 29th, 2022. We got the playoff games tomorrow. Check them out. We'll see you guys on the other side. Peace!
Take care.
Good to meet you, Prodigy.
Thank you guys for having me.
See ya.